Inside the room, a girl sat, muttering to herself as if trying to remember something. What should I bring? I guess I'll just pack like I did for the high school dorm, right? But this is a fantasy world after all. Sophia suddenly thought of something. All right, I have to bring this. A summary of the original plot. The rest should be fine, right? Since I'm not the main character. You've probably guessed by now, I'm not from this world. Of course, I'm not the owner of this body, either. I'm Song Mina, and I've transmigrated into a novel. Here, I'm a childhood friend of the main character, and a supporting character, and my current name is... Just then, someone called her name, Sophia. Sitting. It was Aiden, looking like a fragile young man with long, snow-white hair. Aiden asked Sophia, "Aren't you ready yet?" Sophia stammered, "Sorry." This beautiful person is the main character of the novel, and also my favorite character, Aiden Callahan. If this were just a simple romance novel, Aiden and I would enter the academy overflowing with joy. Then another girl would appear, and Aiden would gradually distance himself from me. At that point, I would be in danger of losing Aiden. Then, Aiden and I would realize our importance to each other, overcome many difficulties and challenges, and finally have a happy ending. But Aiden's long arm reached out and shook Sophia from her daydream. Sophia, what are you thinking about? I called you, but you didn't answer. Don't you want to go to the academy? Sophia was startled by Aiden suddenly getting so close to her, her girlish heart pounding that, oh no way. I can't miss this big life event. Aiden interrupted her impassioned speech. Really? But if you're this slow, we won't even see any cute guys, let alone the hot ones. Aiden's expression wasn't very pleasant at the moment. Sophia quickly realized her childhood friend was angry. She stammered, sorry. Aiden quickly grabbed her hand. You said you wanted to see cute guys, so we have to leave as early as possible. Sophia was a little startled by being pulled like that. She hurriedly exclaimed, Aiden, calm down. Don't be so hasty. Aiden continued to urge Sophia. You were the one who was clamoring to go early. Sophia thought to herself, right, if you look closely, this is still a romance novel. I've transmigrated into a boys' love novel. Aiden Enters the Academy, Not for Those Under 19, is a very popular novel where Aiden turns the academy into his harem. Devon's harem. Aiden has a delicate face like a flower, but hides a ruthless personality. He's so attractive that even the school's bad boys have risked confessing to try and win him over. Aiden Callahan, please go out with me. I'm already someone. Your looks are enough that I wouldn't be embarrassed. Aiden looked him up and down, appraising him. Thick glasses hiding his eyes, bowl-cut hair, fashion that even moms would criticize, and a confidence that kept others at bay. Finally, Aiden pushed this troublesome matter onto Sophia. He called his childhood friend, Sophia. Handle this. Sophia, standing beside him, clasped her hands and prayed, Oh Lord, another one wants to go home today. So she quickly called out to the boy, come with me for a bit. That guy, a little unhappy, protested, what are we doing in this deserted place? That was the pathetic scream of the clueless street boy. Sophia thought back. Asterisk Aiden, unable to stand ugliness, asked me to punish him cruelly. I wonder how many eggs I've smashed already. Asterisk. She sullenly stuffed her belongings into her suitcase. This life has to end. Aiden, beside her, continued to urge his slow-moving childhood friend. Sophia, hurry up. You were so excited about the academy. Why are you dawdling now? Sophia whipped around, looking at him with fiery eyes. The academy, a paradise of handsome men. Asterisk, now I won't have to deal with ugly guys anymore. I'll get to witness the love stories between Aiden and the handsome men firsthand. I'll become a true fangirl. Asterisk. Asterisk, no more time to hesitate. Let's go, Aiden. Asterisk outside, there was another person implicated by Sophia. He looked at his watch and muttered, it's time to depart. Just then, Aiden arrived, sorry. My escort was slow. Sophia was carrying a mountain of luggage while Aiden walked empty-handed in front. Hee hee. The other person glanced at her and chuckled good-naturedly. It's all right, let's get going. Sophia, having just boarded the carriage, was already grinning from ear to ear. So excited for the academy. The carriage traveled down one road after another. Then Sophia's cheerful voice rang out. Finally, we're in the capital. Since we're early, we can stroll around. Show off your good looks, Aiden. Let's go there first, and then head back. Aiden, why aren't you answering? We have a lot to do. Her childhood friend, panting, said, Sophia, wait, hold on, I'm so tired. Sophia turned around, half kneeling, half sitting in front of him, and asked, tired? Aiden replied softly, of course, I'm not as strong as someone. Sophia said to him helplessly, but Aiden, if you rest now, it's such a waste. And you look so sexy. Come on, there's an event waiting. What event? It's unclear what Aiden said after that, but it seemed like he cursed at Sophia under his breath. She playfully reminded him, no cursing, it'll be censored. The two were buying things at a roadside stall, and a crowd had gathered, seemingly out of nowhere. Packing the street, Aiden felt truly bewildered. Sophia, his childhood friend, called in such a high-pitched voice, still felt happy. Does Aiden want to fight? Aiden's voice suddenly softened. There you are. Sorry, Sophia, you look so similar. I'm so tired, my vision is blurry. The stall owner they were standing at suddenly burst out laughing. Ah, yes, you look like a fish. Sophia wondered, oh, is that the shop owner? Aiden laughed along with the owner. He asked him back, haha, right? Sophia looked at him in confusion, thinking, how is that right? The stall owner asked them, so what do you two want to buy? Aiden stroked his chin as if considering. Not me, but my escort forgot something, right? Sophia was suddenly burdened with another difficult problem, making her feel emotionally numb. Asterisk so sly. He's clearly here to find a boyfriend. What's with this excuse? I have other plans too. Asterisk today, an event will happen here. Aiden will be pickpocket, and Logan will appear to help. Logan, pretending to be a commoner, will start to notice Aiden. Aiden will decide to seduce Logan. Asterisk. But then, she glanced to the left and then to the right. Sophia leaned close to Aiden's ear and whispered, Aiden, there's no one handsome around. You need to attract more attention. Aiden asked to attract more. Immediately, he raised a hand and smoothly ran it through his waterfall-like long hair. He smiled and said, that's a piece of cake. All the extras there were blinded by Aiden's dazzling male lead, aura. Sophia had to yell the light. It's so bright, I can't open my eyes. Ah, too handsome, I can't see. This isn't the time. Hurry. The two of them, a thief and a mastermind, both shouted in unison, right? Pickpocket, catch. Then suddenly, the pickpocket realized something. He turned to look at Sophia. She was also staring wide-eyed at him, so surprised she could barely speak. Wah, how the pickpocket, Aiden, be careful. Aiden was still dazed from the earlier events. He turned to look at Sophia with a dreamy expression. The pickpocket was immediately captivated by his appearance. So beautiful. His hand trembled. Aiden still hadn't noticed the pickpocket right in front of him. He asked Sophia again, what did you say? I didn't hear you clearly. The pickpocket was so overwhelmed by his conscience that he could only brush past Aiden. I can't. The pickpocket was shocked by Aiden's celestial beauty. Meanwhile, Aiden still didn't know what the pickpocket had intended to do when Sophia suddenly rushed over Aiden. Are you okay? That guy was a pickpocket. Aiden asked in surprise, what? I thought it was a passerby, mesmerized by me. Sophia frowned, a hint of worry in her voice. Check your wallet. The original story is starting. Aiden fumbled around for a bit and then pulled out a brand new wallet from his pocket. Wallet? Still here. Oh, what's this? A contact number. Hearing Aiden's question, Sophia froze. Why is that there? However, Aiden didn't understand the chivalrous young lady's feelings. He was only concerned about her. Sophia, where's your wallet? You bumped into him too, right? Sophia snapped back to reality after Aiden's reminder. She reacted like a startled cat. What? He wasn't aiming for my wallet. No, it's gone. Aiden couldn't understand why his childhood friend was being so slow-witted at such a crucial moment. Are you stupid? But now, Sophia's biggest concern was her own wallet. It's gone. My wallet. No. Hey, stop. I poured so much money into this. World, isn't it enough? Why are you still robbing me? The thief panicked when he saw Sophia chasing after him. What? Don't chase me. Sophia cried as she ran, tears streaming down her face, that I'm not the main character. So I'm really excited about this event. No way. Sophia ran with all her might and grabbed a corner of the pickpocket's sleeve. Got you. I got him. However, as she realized what had happened, she thought in shock, wait a minute, I caught the pickpocket. Uh-oh, this isn't right. It's just the beginning, and it's already different from the original story. Sophia was secretly horrified. Logan was supposed to catch the thief. How did this happen? Am I not going to meet Logan? Oh, that's... Suddenly, at that moment, a young man walked up behind Sophia and asked, hey, is this yours? I saw it fall over there. Sophia stared blankly at the young man, partially hidden behind the gold coin he just picked up, wondering, what? Who is this? Dark brown hair, gentle eyes. Even with his hat pulled low, he radiated a cheerful aura. His ordinary clothes couldn't hide his grace. Could it be? The do-gooder politely greeted her, Logan Debrandt. You're pretty good at catching thieves. Are you okay? Sophia was stunned for a moment, inwardly surprised. Why was Logan here? Realizing she was being rude, she was about to say something when, suddenly, Aiden appeared in the distance and called her name Sophia. She looked back at Aiden, secretly delighted. Finally, Aiden and Logan were going to meet. Aiden stopped and asked, Sophia, are you alright? Who's that with you? Sophia quickly jumped up and ran toward him cheerfully. Aiden, you're just in time. This is Logan. I just met him. Aiden smiled outwardly, seemingly greeting him politely, but his subsequent actions were anything but proper. He scanned Logan from head to toe. Sophia, standing beside them, scolded him inwardly. Don't stare like that. Immediately, Aiden transformed into a true charmer, extending his hand to greet Logan elegantly. It's a pleasure to meet you, Logan. I'm Aiden Callahan. Witnessing this charming display, Sophia couldn't help but squeal internally. Asterisk Aiden smitten. This is amazing to see firsthand. Asterisk. Logan quickly grasped Aiden's outstretched hand. He returned Aiden's greeting, but his eyes were fixed on Sophia. The pleasure's all mine. But what's your name? Caught off guard, Sophia stammered, huh? Me? I'm Sophia Saran. She was inwardly shocked. Asterisk Logan, you're supposed to be looking at Aiden. Our Aiden is hurt. Asterisk. Just as she'd thought, Aiden lowered his head, feeling incredibly deflated, his mind swirling with questions. Asterisk what? Why? How could this happen? How could he ignore me? How? Asterisk however, Logan, either intentionally or unintentionally oblivious to Aiden's displeasure, continued chatting with Sophia. Sophia Saran. That's a beautiful name. Sophia, unlike him, wasn't at ease. She was preoccupied with Aiden's feelings. Asterisk, Aiden has never been treated like a side character before. What's going on? Asterisk, is it possible you're interested in me? No way, right? However, Logan calmly admitted it right in front of them without hesitation. That's right. Sophia felt like she'd been plunged into icy water, frozen in place by his answer. What? Logan explained to Sophia, I saw you two earlier at the shopping district. But Sophia, you could have caught that thief earlier. Why did you let him get away? Sophia was surprised by Logan's sharp observation. Asterisk, his eyes are so keen. He even noticed that. Asterisk. Seeing Sophia didn't answer, Logan continued, why did you do that? If you don't mind me asking. You're a fast runner too. Sophia was so stunned she couldn't utter a word. I'm doomed. She tried to think of an excuse, starting to say, well, actually that's... Suddenly, Aiden interrupted her, no, it's not okay. What right do you have to interrogate my bodyguard? Come on, Sophia, we don't need to hear anymore. Sophia, being pulled away so abruptly, felt something was off, huh? Wait, Aiden, we should at least say goodbye. Logan, it was nice meeting you. See you later. Logan replied, yeah, see you later. The swordsmanship instructor kept calling Sophia, but she didn't respond. Hey, Bia, Sophia, in your first swordsmanship class, and you're already daydreaming. Are you that confident in yourself? All right, today we'll test the abilities of the new student with a duel. Sophia sighed inwardly. I just want to live a quiet, unnoticed life. And yet on the very first day, I have to duel publicly. Asterisk, nothing's going smoothly. I wonder if Aiden's okay. Not that it's something I can worry about right now. Asterisk, the encounter with Logan kept replaying in her mind. Asterisk, in the original story, the theft was the first opportunity for Logan and Aiden to meet. That encounter made them curious about each other. Asterisk, and was the beginning of their relationship. Aiden, what's wrong? Although she cared for him, his tone seemed a bit irritable. I don't know. Sophia froze. Aiden, he's definitely sulking because he wasn't noticed. My favorite character is so cute. But just as she was still smiling foolishly, a voice from across from her rang out. Are you still not focused? This is an evaluation match. After all, you should respect your opponent. Sophia, snap back to reality. Asterisk, I was so lost in thought that I didn't notice. He must be angry. Asterisk, but he's so handsome. Or are you seriously challenging me? I won't go easy on you. Sophia was startled. Wait. Suddenly, Hazer rushed towards her, truly showing no mercy. Sophia's hair stood on end. She stammered. Wait, hold on. Their swords clashed, both trembling violently. Hazer was incredibly surprised by this turn of events. I was blocked. He unintentionally looked directly into Sophia's beautiful eyes, and he was immediately taken aback by the determination hidden within them. A sword was quickly flung into the air. It fell back down to the ground with considerable speed, embedding itself deeply into the hard ground. Everyone there was stunned by the outcome of the match. They cried out in surprise. She won. Sophia won. In just one move. Even Sophia herself didn't understand what she had just done. She looked at the sword in her hand and muttered, what was that? He was weaker than I thought. Suddenly, someone laughed heartily. Ha, Hazer weak? You're quite amusing. He's Hazer Connor, second best in the swordsmanship club, and I'm the club president, Richard Morrison. Hearing this, Sophia's jaw dropped in astonishment. Asterisk Richard, Hazer, they're both main characters. No wonder they're so handsome. Asterisk. I can't get any more involved. However, it's funny how when she was about to run away, Richard dealt her a painful blow. Sophia, duel me. Sophia flatly refused, no. Surprisingly, Hazer also voiced his objection, no way. Richard put his hands on his hips and angrily said, what? Were you to say yes or no? Hazer stubbornly argued back. She just finished a duel. Why don't you respect the competitor? Richard gritted his teeth and hissed, since when do you get to talk about respect? Are you trying to lecture me? Hazer didn't back down. Please don't treat anyone like that. Sophia, standing beside them, was so amused she couldn't help but giggle. Are they arguing because they're jealous? I kind of want to see them kiss. Hazer was serious. If you want to duel, then duel with me. Provoked beyond reason, Richard snapped, what? Fine, let's duel. Sophia finally came to her senses. No, both of you stop. I'll duel, so stop arguing. You guys are friends. I forgot you two are best friends. Richard immediately released Hazer's collar, which he had been gripping tightly. What? You're pretty cool too. Hazer exclaimed in surprise. Senior. Richard's fighting spirit was truly ignited. All right, it's been a while since I've met a worthy opponent. Sophia, try to withstand 10 of my moves. If you can do it, I'll acknowledge you. You'll be my true rival. Richard was now suddenly lying in. A hospital bed. He looked up at the ceiling in surprise. The ceiling? So unfamiliar. What is this? What happened? Sophia, meanwhile, was busy with something else. Richard, I think I forgot about him. I wonder if he's okay. Both Richard Morrison and Hazer Connor had already appeared. Last time, Richard really didn't know his own limits. The more excited he got, the more he wanted to duel Sophia. S.O. Let's duel. Sophia unexpectedly agreed to his request, pointing at Richard defiantly. All right, enough talk. As a result, those present were shocked when a small girl like Sophia completely defeated their leader with just a few moves that, Senior Richard, are you dead? Sophia closed her eyes, replaying the fight in her mind, then sighed. Dodging that attack to the face was tiring. Just then, Hazer suddenly ran up and called out to her. Senior Sophia. She stopped and turned around, surprised. Hazer. Hazer stopped, panting from exhaustion. Senior. About the match, just now. Thank you so much, Senior. Hazer's respectful bow startled Sophia. I didn't do anything. Hazer seriously reflected on himself through their recent match. Through this match, I've learned a lot. It's embarrassing to admit, but I used to think I was more special than others. I was overconfident in my abilities, always thinking that there were many people beneath me. But I realized that Senior is on a completely different level. That was the first time I felt useless, but I'm truly grateful for this lesson. Hazer remained solemnly bowed, his face towards the ground. Sophia said awkwardly, No, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Hazer finally looked up at Sophia, his brow furrowed in remorse. Did I put pressure on you, Senior? Hazer's intense and passionate gaze made Sophia's girlish heart flutter once more. She quickly told him, No, I'm happy. Hazer, if you're that grateful, how about we eat together? I have a friend named Aiden. Just then, the god of mischief in her mouth suddenly appeared like a silent ghost and said, Are you talking about me? Sophia's hair stood on end. She jumped and screamed in fright, Aiden, you startled me. Aiden smiled in response. We had a date, but you never showed up, so I had to come find you. Sophia stammered, I was just about to go. Aiden glanced at Hazer loud. But this is the person who made me wait. Who is this? Thankfully, Sophia reacted quickly. She said to Aiden, Oh, say hi to Aiden. This is Hazer. Then, wait a minute, is he giving me the green light? I see. Aiden and Hazer will develop a romantic relationship. I can't ruin it again. Absolutely not. You two talk amongst yourselves. Don't be shy. I'll go eat first. You two should eat together, okay? I finally succeeded. Sophia ran like the wind to the dining hall with the carefree mood of a fujoshi who just won the lottery. She even felt proud of her recent accomplishment. This is great. I bet they're having a nice chat right now. Whoa, I'm gonna eat so well. Suddenly, Aiden appeared beside her out of nowhere. He grumbled softly. Sophia cried out in alarm. Aiden, why are you here? Aiden calmly looked at her and gently reminded her, Be quiet, Sophia. Why are you eating alone without calling me? Sophia didn't know how to explain herself. Aiden, he was worried about me? From her rose-tinted perspective, Sophia saw Aiden in a completely different light. How could you let me eat alone? Sophia was thrilled. He's the one I like, not only handsome, but also kind. However, imagination is often different from reality. At this moment, her Aiden was acting like an abandoned child. How could you leave me alone? Sophia looked at him in confusion. What's wrong? Is something wrong? Aiden picked up a piece of meat and held it up in front of him, replying in a very low voice. How could things be okay? It hasn't even started yet. He recounted to her the very brief conversation between himself and Hazer, Senior Aiden. Are you close with Senior Sophia? Aiden ruffled his hair and yelled, He only asked that one question, and then he ignored me. How dare he treat me like that? Sophia looked away in fear, nervously echoing him. Yeah. According to the setting, Hazer respects the strong. The first strong person in his life was his mother, the next was Richard. Because I defeated Richard, so Hazer had said this to her. I respect Senior Sophia a lot. So he could only say that to me, right? Did I attract attention again? Aiden was so angry that he slammed the table and stood up. Sophia, is there only one handsome guy in the swordsmanship club? Sophia was so scared she almost cried. Aiden, you're standing so close. No, there's one more, Richard Morrison. Aiden calmed down a bit. Richard Morrison? Where is he? Sophia told him, I defeated him. He's probably still in the infirmary, right? Meanwhile, in the infirmary, someone's voice rang out. Student Richard. What? He wasn't injured in the face, was he? Student Richard. Where did he go? Richard seemed to be heading somewhere. Don't worry, I know who it is, so I know my limits. Sophia continued chatting with Aiden. You'll probably meet him soon, but eat first. Lunch. Do you know how precious this is, Aiden? He mumbled in response. Yeah, you live off rice. Sophia explained, of course. Koreans know. Debrandts live off rice. Thanks for the meal. The next second, she was stunned by the chaotic scene before her. Window shards rained down like confetti. Richard's frantic shout echoed. Sophia. The shattered glass flew outwards, even landing in her food. Richard boasted, I went looking for you as soon as I woke up. Sophia stared at her rice. Richard, oblivious to her reaction, continued, let's fight. Oh, you don't have a weapon. Maybe next time. However, Sophia responded coldly, no. You dare run after ruining my precious meal? Fight. This is my weapon. The students in the dining hall gaped in disbelief. Richard scoffed, using sword key on a knife. Haha, who do you think you are? Sophia, enraged, seemed to transform. Sword key? Just sword key? I can do that. Sword key is made from key. She had actually created her own formidable weapon. My real name is Songmina. Richard, clearly not taking her seriously, said, get ready. I'm serious, even if my opponent has a knife. Sophia gritted her teeth. You'll regret messing with my meal. As a Korean, I live by the way of rice. What would become of these two? Sophia, with her knife, and Richard, with his sword, lunged at each other. Sophia, despite only using a knife, easily held her own against Richard, who thought in amazement, repelling my sword with a knife? Interesting. This is the first time I've met an opponent like this. More, I want more. A thrill coursed through him, just a little more. As a brief aside, Richard introduced himself. My name is Richard. From a young age, he had shown great potential. His father always praised him. Amazing. My son is a genius, mastering sword key at just 14. Richard was aware of this, and always proud. Everyone calls me a genius. His father was incredibly supportive and proud of his abilities. You think swordsmanship will be more interesting in the future. However, things didn't turn out as Richard expected. But pride comes before a fall, the saying goes, and it proved true. He grew tired of wielding a sword. Fighting weak opponents was like practicing with straw dummies. What's the fun in defeating a scarecrow? It's the same thing over and over. Nothing but boredom. Inevitably, Richard's motivation waned. Then, at some point, I got sick of swordsmanship. Back in the present, thanks to Sophia, his spirit had been rekindled after all these years. Richard's mood was ecstatic. He thought, but this is fun, so much fun. Richard lunged forward frantically. Make me have more fun. Sophia, though able to hold her own, was also getting tired. Sophia asked, when are you going to stop? Richard, having not felt this exhilarated in a long time, wasn't about to let up. He jumped back and replied, I'll only stop when I collapse. The surrounding crowd, instead of intervening in their sparring match, cheered them on. Sophia. Yeah, go Sophia. Aiden pushed his way through the crowd, worriedly calling out, Sophia. Just then, the swordsmanship instructor opened the door and walked in, yelling, no, stop that. Bullying a new student, Richard, if you dare. However, instead of seeing Richard dominating, he found Sophia grabbing Richard by the collar. Sophia, holding a knife in one hand and Richard's collar in the other, her face slightly scratched, turned around abruptly. Seeing Sophia, Richard quickly hid his knife and exclaimed, Dad. The instructor grabbed Richard by the scruff of his neck and dragged him out, scolding him, sneaking out of the infirmary. Richard could only protest as his father dragged him away, Dad. As the instructor pulled Richard away, he didn't forget to address Sophia. And you, Sophia, your sword key is impressive, but no sparring without permission. Reflect on your actions. Richard, still full of energy, called out, Sophia, let's spar again next time. Come on, let's go, you brat. Sophia then realized she was in trouble again. Oh no, Sophia and her mess. Not only had she revealed her plan, but she had also made quite the impression on everyone. Because of this incident, Aiden's opinion of Richard plummeted. Afterward, Richard continued to seek her out. From that day on, Richard would approach Sophia every day, challenging her, Sophia, spar with me. Sophia, after class, spar with me. Sophia had refused him numerous times. Stop bothering me. She'd make excuses. I already have plans with Aiden. Sophia found it incredibly annoying, thinking to herself, Richard has been pestering me constantly. Hearing her excuse, Richard suddenly looked at Aiden and muttered, Aiden, you... Then he immediately accused, Sophia won't spar with me because of you. Aiden's dislike for Richard grew, but he maintained his composure, replying, because of me? Richard persisted in asking Sophia, when will you spar with me? The twins, noticing the commotion, said to each other, brother, let's go. Sophia thought to herself, troubled, I haven't even had a chance to talk to the twins properly, and our relationship has already soured, all because of the commotion in class. Damn it, Richard, I never want to spar with him again. But Richard was like a leech, clinging to her relentlessly, making Sophia extremely frustrated. The more I avoid him, the more he chases me. Like every other day, Richard was looking for Sophia to spar. He called out everywhere, Sophia, Sophia, where are you? I know you're here. I figured you'd be in the dining hall at mealtime. Sophia hid under a table, covering her mouth to avoid making any noise. Richard held a sword skewered with a roasted chicken, trying to lure Sophia out. He made a scene in the dining hall. Of course, meals are important. Spar with me after you eat. Do you want this food, or do you want to spar with me? Hiding under the table, Sophia thought, I can't believe he's this persistent. I can't get caught. Richard continued to loudly proclaim, do you want to eat this, or do you want to spar with me? Suddenly, Sophia accidentally made a small noise, which caught Richard's attention. He glanced at the table with a suspicious look. Richard reached out, about to lift the tablecloth. But thankfully, someone called out to him from behind and grabbed his hand just in time. Richard, what are you doing here? Richard finally gave up. He stared at the person opposite him. Sophia, hiding under the table, anxiously whispered, what's going on? Who is it? The tablecloth muffled the sounds. There was some murmuring outside for a while, then the sound of footsteps walking away. Sophia thought in surprise, they're gone? What was that all about? Someone lifted the tablecloth and greeted her. Hello, Sophia. Sophia, startled, assumed it was Richard and responded out of habit. A duel now? Wait a minute. But unexpectedly, the person in front of her was Logan. Logan smiled and asked her, what are you doing here, Sophia? He politely offered her a hand. Here, let me help you up. Sophia took his hand, feeling even more worried. Being helped again, she thought. She politely replied to Logan, thank you. Logan asked solicitously, you seem to be having some trouble. Is there anything I can do to help? Sophia honestly replied, well, thanks to you, I'm out of that predicament. Logan seized the opportunity and asked Sophia, that's good. If you don't mind, could you perhaps help me with something? Of course. Sophia couldn't refuse such a handsome face. She immediately agreed. Yes, of course. Although she told herself not to get involved in anything else, Logan had only said a few words, and it seemed like this might be quite troublesome. Blinded by his good looks, Sophia enthusiastically agreed, forgetting her previous reservations. The more troublesome, the better. I love trouble. Logan replied, really? Well then. And so, Sophia ultimately decided to help Logan. What's the worst that could happen from helping someone? That evening, Sophia went to see her teacher. Seeing her, the teacher asked, Sophia, are you here to pick up your dorm key? Sophia scratched her head sheepishly and replied, yes, I'm a little late, aren't I? The teacher cheerfully replied, it's all right. Since you just arrived a few days ago, I figured you must be busy. This teacher's name was Sky, and he was an elf. Sky was Sophia's homeroom teacher and also the dorm manager. Suddenly, Sky asked her, I heard that Richard has a crush on you, Sophia. The image of Richard constantly clinging to her and demanding a duel flashed through Sophia's mind. I have to go. I can't go anywhere, she thought, trying to suppress her irritation. Has the rumor spread that far already? She wondered. Fortunately, Sky didn't ask any further questions. He handed her the key and instructed, this is the key to your room, 305. Oh, Sophia, are you aware of the prohibited items in the dormitory? Sophia immediately replied, yes. Dangerous things like knives, flammable items, pornography, and gambling paraphernalia. Seeing Sophia's accurate and complete answer, the teacher said, that's right, you've got a good grasp of the rules. In that case, there's no need to check your bag, is there? Sophia took the key and turned to leave, replying, of course not. But the teacher had no idea that her bag was full of boys' love H+ books. Sophia felt a pang of guilt that I'm sorry. Teacher, she thought. Sky gave her some further instructions and wished her good night. Just go straight down that hallway and you'll find your room. Good night, Sophia. Sophia followed the light to find her room. As she walked, she pondered, is it already this late? So much has happened in just one night. She suddenly remembered Logan's offer from earlier. Sophia, could you help me? It might be a bit of a hassle. Of course, hearing him say that, Sophia couldn't help but agree immediately. Great, I love hassles. But will I be able to help? Logan replied, of course. I heard you took down both Richard and Hazer. You're a genius. At that point, Sophia could only listen to the handsome man, sighing to herself, so handsome. Then she blurted out, gorgeous. Oh no, not that. Yes, of course. Next time, just call me. But Sophia was still rational enough to wonder, even so, why would he need someone like me? After thinking for a while, she finally arrived at the place her teacher had instructed, room 305. Sophia, Saran, Clare Harbor. Despite the handsome man's influence, Sophia still felt weak. But still, I've already shaken hands with a hottie. Can't wash my hands of it now. Sophia politely knocked and called inside. Is anyone there? Not hearing a reply, Sophia opened the door and stepped in. She wondered, no one's here. Sophia slightly opened the door and whispered inside, I'm coming in. Suddenly, the person inside spoke up, wait. Sophia looked in surprise at her roommate. Inside the room, a girl was still struggling with a pile of books. She was crying and saying, I haven't finished cleaning up yet. Sophia looked at the title of the book and asked, that book is... The girl startled and explained, no, this... Afraid that Sophia would report her for breaking the rules. Her roommate cried out in fear, please don't tell the teacher. Sophia then took out a book with the exact same title from her bag and said, wait, calm down. Not stopping there, Sophia took out book after book and showed them to her roommate. Look at the books in my bag, like a fish in water. Realizing Sophia was also her ally, the girl exclaimed excitedly, could it be that you also are a comrade? Then she introduced herself. I'm Clare Harbor. Sophia replied, I'm Sophia Saran. Have you seen that one? Claire excitedly answered, of course. And from then on, the two of them became best friends. After talking for a while, they suddenly got into an argument. Claire was on team content. She stated her opinion. What? Why do you hate them as a couple? They've never even talked. If there's no plot, they can't be a couple. But Sophia was on team visuals. She immediately argued back. What are you talking about? Faces are logic. As long as they're handsome, it's fine. Hot guys and hot guys are the truth. And so they went back and forth. One argued that the plot was important. The other argued that looks were important. They bickered loudly. Plot is important. Looks are important. After arguing for a while, there was a knock on the door. Sophia, who was in the middle of a heated debate, stopped and asked, Looks? What is it? Hold on. She ran to open the door, but didn't forget to continue her argument with Claire. We'll talk later. Looks are everything. Sophia cracked the door open and asked, Who is it? But upon seeing the figure outside, Sophia was startled and screamed. The person outside had messy hair and dull eyes like a ghost. A deep voice spoke. Looks replied, Can't you be quiet? He threatened, If my spell has problems, are you going to take responsibility? If this happens again, you're dead meat. Sophia trembled and replied, Sorry. Then he left, grumbling. Remember that, Claire said, sweating as she asked Sophia, Are you okay? Sophia, unsteady on her feet, stammered, I thought I was going to die. Why is he so angry? Claire explained, He's probably a final year magic student, and it's the third year midterm exam period. If you get recognized in the academy, it's good for getting a job after graduation. Forgetting she'd just been yelled at for being noisy, Claire continued to chatter. Top of the class here means top of the class outside too. But of course, the magic department's pretty boy Lau will be top again this time. Suddenly, the voice of the terrifying senior student boomed from outside. Hey, you two, do you want to die? Fine, let's all die together. Sophia and Claire wisely fell silent. Finally, to preserve their lives, Claire suggested, let's not quietly switch books. Sophia readily agreed. Okay, and so they each returned to their beds and read in silence. Sophia, engrossed in her book, exclaimed, Wow, Claire, he has a lot of good books. Suddenly, she came across a description of a character that startled her. Wait a minute, she thought, the character in this book is exactly like Aiden. Does he know that too? Even the male lead is similar. This could be used as a reference book. An idea suddenly sparked in Sophia's mind. Wait, a reference book? Why didn't I think of this before? It's just a novel after all. Sophia thought to herself, planning to see how the other books played out, how the characters confirmed their feelings for each other, and how they resolved their misunderstandings and conflicts. Then she would apply those plot points, and I'd help Aiden. That way, when Aiden came to her lamenting, Sophia, what's the problem? She could confidently step in and help. Don't worry, Aiden, I know what it is. Sophia would then offer a series of analyses based on their current progress and storyline. This is the perfect time for the conflict to reach its peak. This incident will be an opportunity for them to realize and understand their true feelings. When the pain and conflict ripen, they'll have a dramatic reconciliation. Instant pairing success. Putting her plan into action, Sophia began her research in earnest. With fierce determination, she declared, I'll grasp every single plot point. Just wait, Aiden. The next day, when she met Aiden, Sophia recounted everything. Aiden looked at her skeptically and asked, So you're going to help me? Looking like that, Sophia, with a dazed expression and dark circles under her eyes, yet still brimming with confidence, replied, Leave it to me. Aiden asked, puzzled, You stayed up all night just for that? Sophia answered, Not all night. I was just reading, and then it was morning. Exasperated, Aiden said, Are you kidding me? But nothing could dampen Sophia's burning passion for this project. She excitedly told him, But now I have all the classic love story tropes in my head. Seeing Sophia's determination, Aiden relented, replying, Okay. But deep down, he was incredibly worried. He thought, Will this really be all right? Meanwhile, Sophia remained confident in her plan to trust me and leave it to me. She asked, Aiden, what do you think is the most important thing to capture someone's heart? Aiden replied, I don't know. I've never had to try, so I'm not sure. She continued, That's arrogant, but tell me anyway. He replied, I guess you have to get to know them first. She continued, It's hard to get to know someone who doesn't pay attention to you. She asked, So what should you do? Her voice continued, Aiden, think carefully. What's the most important thing? Aiden said, Do I have to go out again? She said, It's possible to capture someone's heart without much effort. In just a moment, she concluded, It's their face. He turned to face her and asked what? Sophia, with an excited expression, said, But handsome people... Look, Aiden, she said, Suppose someone knocks on the door of your heart. Who is it? She said. When you open the door, and I'm standing there. Aiden is also there, with a cute facial expression. Between the two of us, who would you open the door for? You, of course, right? He pondered, Is that so? She laughed, right? That's the data I've compiled overnight from reading. I can now tell everything just by looking at someone's face, from the most trivial to the most important things. Hearing Sophia say that, he asked, really? Prove it. Sophia pointed forward. Of course, look, that person with the radiant, lovely hair. He crossed his arms and looked forward. Following her finger, he saw a couple walking together. She said, see? Just by looking, you can tell they like each other. She made a guess. They've been friends since childhood and like each other, but there's still some emotional complications. The two were acting intimately. S.O. Explain it clearly. One of them said, you haven't changed a bit since we were kids. He was surprised listening to their conversation, taken aback by Sophia's deduction. Aiden said, what? How did you know? She said, you can tell just by looking at their eyes. Is that the look of a friend? Just looking is enough to know they like each other. Aiden asked, what about the other person? Seeing the other person staring intently, the person blushed that, there's something on my face. Sophia, observing their reaction, said, he's flustered because he's realized his feelings for his childhood friend. Right now, he's thinking, what's wrong with me? Why are you staring at me like that? Staring. Aiden, listening as if mesmerized, pointed and said, that makes sense. What about him? He asked, what about him? Sophia hesitated slightly. Him? He clearly has a playboy vibe, enjoying being surrounded by girlfriends. Someone called out to him, hey, I need to talk to you. He replied, oh, Nate, what are you doing here? They both thought, just by looking, you can tell it's related to that bookworm. Aiden said he'd choose someone so gloomy. Sophia leaned closer to him and asked, do you believe that if he just took off his glasses and swept his hair back, he'd be really handsome? Aiden thought for a moment and said, all right, I believe you. So now, use that ability to find me someone suitable. They looked at the people around them, assessing. Just by looking, you can tell he likes someone on the sports team. He seems like the dangerously obsessive type. He's a bit, no. Aiden felt helpless. Sophia, are you kidding me? What am I supposed to do if you keep saying no? She countered. Aiden, then what? She looked up at him. Why don't you try looking around? Their fingers accidentally brushed against each other. He asked what? She replied, look around. You guys. Sophia said, that's right, look around you. Maybe you've missed it right in front of your eyes. Faced with her bright smile, he couldn't articulate. Sophia, she said, it could be very close, and you don't even realize it. Internally, he encouraged himself. That's right, look close by, Aiden. Richard, arms crossed, said, Sophia, where are you now? Hara, practicing his swordsmanship, said, next time, I will definitely meet Senior Sophia. The male lead from the original novel are all around you. Sophia said, maybe they're close by right now, and you don't even know it. Richard peeked in from behind and saw the two of them. Found you, he said suddenly. You're definitely going to duel with me today. He said, let's duel, Sophia. Seeing him, she hurriedly said, Aiden, run. Richard quickly chased after them. Sophia, where are you running off to again? Aiden, his hand gripped tightly in hers, said, Sophia, I can't run anymore. She said, what? No, if we get caught, we'll have to duel. There's no other way. Hold on tight. He stammered, wait a minute. She reassured him, don't worry, Aiden, trust me. With that, she scooped him up in her arms, leaving him stunned. What are you doing, Sophia? Aiden said, I'm dizzy. Put me down. Tears welled up in her eyes. The thing is, your aura is so bright, I can't see clearly. If we get caught, we'll definitely be dragged into another duel. Richard extended his hand. Got a duel? Am I a male lead? No, that's not right. Her eyes darted to the side. There's no one here. We have to go somewhere else. She looked around, found him. Her forward gaze was very different. Even from afar, she couldn't see his face clearly, but just a glance told her he was a male lead. She looked around, found him, and her look ahead was very different. Even from a distance, she couldn't see his face clearly, but just a glance was enough to know he was a male lead. From the novel, Sophia said, Aiden, change of tactics. Sudden collision tactic. He was frightened. What? Wait a minute, Sophia. Leo Hudson, with this test, you'll get a perfect score. Very good. The other person said to Leo, the Emperor has high expectations for you. And of course, so do I. You know that, right? Leo said yes. The other person replied, so finish strong until the very end. He obeyed. The two behind them were arguing. Aiden, trust me. He said, hold on, what are you planning to do? Aiden was scared. Sophia, the sudden collision tactic you mentioned isn't about accidentally bumping into someone while walking down the street. How could you throw me like that? He said with difficulty. Sophia, how can I trust you? A bright light made her squint. The MY name is Songmina. Leo said, I'm injured. My name in this place is... He asked, what's your name? She replied, Song, no, it's Sophia Saran. He looked at her and asked, is that so? Sophia Saran. Sophia trembled with fear at his sharp, knife-like gaze. She thought to herself, what conflict do we have that you're acting like this? No, there's nothing. She trembled with fear, thinking to herself, could it be? Is he going to kill me? Richard arrived behind them, shouting, hold on, Leo Hudson. Why are you doing this to Sophia? We can do it again. He said angrily, a man should be magnanimous. You're so petty. Sophia angrily said, Shut up, she said as she stepped forward. Are you really trying to kill him? Leo, using his powers, replied, you push your friend in front of me to stop me. I don't know who put you up to this, but using such cowardly tactics. He angrily said, are you ready to face the consequences? He prepared to use his powers on her. Aiden quickly ran forward to intervene. Wait, Senior Leo? Sophia only did it for me. He cried as he spoke, I want to get close to you, Senior. So I asked Sophia to help. It was all so rushed. I consider Sophia a friend, like family. I'll do anything. Please forgive her. Leo turned to Aiden and asked, what's your name? He replied, Aiden Callahan. I'm Aiden Callahan. Sophia, at this moment, was screaming with joy in her mind. Yes, that's it. It's you, Aiden. Both of them looked at her strange behavior. Leo thought to himself, what's this? She can dispel my magic? A magic-resistant body? I thought she was just a simple fool. Then he called out to her, hey you, come here. Like a startled rabbit, she replied, why yes. He thought this can't be. I need to check. He ordered Sophia, give me your hand. He asked her, your hand. You said you'd do anything, right? Confused, she asked, yes, Senior Leo. What is this? He said, a magic bracelet. When I give the command, come to my lab. Oh, and don't even think about taking it off, no matter what. Leo put on his hat and continued, if you break it, you'll have to make me another one. You'll do chores, errands, anything I ask. Simply put, while wearing this bracelet, you. Claire gasped in disbelief. A slave? Sophia quickly covered her friend's mouth. Class isn't over yet. Hearing the commotion, the teacher warned, you two, be quiet. Sophia mumbled embarrassedly, yes. How embarrassing. She unfolded the note Claire had written. Sophia, Sophia. Sophia reminded her friend, are you still going to keep talking? Her friend wrote, well, isn't transferring here with a super handsome guy enough? On your first day, you took down the number 1 and 2 of the swordsmanship club and got their intense attention. Now you become the slave of the head of the magic club. You say you don't want to do anything? Just a passerby? Really? Sophia wrote back, thinking as she did. Right, I'm just a passerby, but it seems like everything's gotten messed up. Claire wrote again, but Sophia. She asked, why do you only want to be an outsider? Claire explained, by being an outsider, you mean you don't want to participate. You don't hate making friends with people, being in the same space as them. She asked Sophia, why do you want to keep your distance? Seeing everyone having fun together. Sophia fell silent. Why? She hesitated. It's because, oh, she stood before the window, then turned and walked away. Oh. The characters in this story all have their place and exist together. She wondered, is there a place for me here? She thought, instead of thinking about my own position, I should worry about what's in front of me. He told me to find the lab myself. She wandered around, searching for the place he mentioned. Found it, it's here. Sophia hesitated, but really, she looked around the mysterious room. This Leo's lab? It looks like no one would ever want to come in here. She stood before the door, her hands clenched. Touching the lab door, she thought, I have to go in, right? She was surprised when the door opened automatically. Whoa, how did the door open by itself? She hesitantly peered inside and called softly, Senior Leo, are you in there? Leo was sitting inside, waiting for her. He said coldly, come in. She stood outside the door, taking a deep breath. Wait a second, let me prepare myself mentally. Before she could prepare, she was pulled inside. Sophia cried out in surprise, oh no, wait. The lab door slammed shut. My name is Songmina. My name here is Sophia Saran. But look, she affirmed that I've never forgotten my real name. A voice echoed, Sophia, Sophia. A doctor asked her, Sophia, are you awake yet? She was surprised by what she saw. Unlike in other novels where I opened my eyes to, oh my God. She looked around, not at an ornate ceiling, but a room that smelled of wood. Her father exclaimed, oh my God, this is such a relief. Her mother, standing by the bed, quickly embraced her. Sophia, you're safe now. She cooed, my daughter, I'm so glad you're back. The unfamiliar woman and man said they were so lucky. Her mother continued, if anything had happened to you, Sophia is back. Sophia. Sophia's eyes suddenly widened as she realized the truth. But I'm not Sophia. She wondered, is there a place for me here? I can't stay here. Leo continued, I'm always here. Sophia was surprised. What? He whispered to her from his chair, you have to find the ingredients yourself. She was taken aback. Why myself? He replied, yes, I won't go outside. Leo pointed at her. If I go outside like that time, and I happen to run into someone like you, how would I know if they're going to harm me? She laughed and cried at the same time. Haha, that's true. Oh my, digging my own grave. He laid out the plan. It's nothing complicated. Just follow these 5 steps. First, you have to find all the ingredients. Then, when you bring the ingredients back, I'll recreate the magic. After that, we'll check if it works properly. Then fix any errors that arise. After everything is perfect, you'll take it. After listening to his instructions, she complained, hey, master, from the description, it seems like I have a lot to do. Leo said coldly, a slave talks too much, doesn't she? Yes, sir. He turned his back to her. Sophia asked, what happens if I fail? He gripped the map tightly. What happens if you fail? Leo stated, as the son of the Black Mountain family, protected by the Emperor, the top of the magic class, and the student council president. He replied calmly, "You'll pay the price for messing with me." He held out his hand and ordered, "Here, take it." She asked curiously, "What is this?" He said, "The list of ingredients you need to find." Looking at the dense writing on the page, Sophia sighed. "All of this? Just me?" Leo said, "Yes, just you." She asked, "I'll protect you. So can't you come with me?" Leo smiled and replied, "No, absolutely not." Remembering her previous actions, he bluntly declared, "This is your fault. How can I trust you?" She slumped. "Why do I have such a stain on my past?" He said, "If everything goes smoothly, I'll pretend nothing happened." Sophia looked up at him. "Really?" Leo assured, "Yes, if you're not a bad person and my grades stay up, then everything will be fine." Hearing this, she asked back, "This will all be overlooked? Really? This is my chance." She thought to herself, "Yes, even if it's a tiger's den, as long as I hold on to my belief, I can survive this. Please have mercy on me. I can't miss this opportunity." Filled with resolve, she asked, "Is what you said true?" He replied, "It's true." Before leaving, she said, "You have to keep your promise." Leo simply replied, "Yes." Peeking back in, she added once more, "You have to stay here." "I'll be right back." He coldly replied, "Yes." She remembered a time when they played happily together. Asterisk Leo, "In the past, I'll be back soon." "Leo, you'll stay here, right?" Asterisk Sophia, "In the past, yes." Asterisk as she left, he placed his hand on the table and said, "I'm always here." Sophia ran outside. She determined, "I will save this story." He looked through the window, wondering, what is she talking about? Who is she, really? He thought, she's either a good actress trying to fool me, or a complete idiot. Leo's eyes narrowed and thought, I need to check this out. Looking at the ingredients before him, a Frogbird's heart, 100 of them, or cockroach fairy wings, 100 pairs. She looked incredibly harried. Sophia said, "The other ingredients, I've found them all." He asked, "I heard you took down the alpha." "Not bad." She bashfully rubbed her head and chuckled. "Haha, really? It was pretty tough beating those monsters." He said, "Except for one thing, you could discard the rest." She looked surprised, huh? He continued, "I only need one of each, which is why I told you to bring back so many. The condition of everything you brought back is quite good. You did well." He said, surprising her, "I need to know who you really are." Asterisk Leo's thoughts, asterisk Frogbird, a type of monster that lives near the academy. She actually brought me these? I was truly surprised. I deliberately made those requests to make her give up, asterisk, looking at the items before him in disbelief, but I never expected her to actually bring them all back. Leo wondered, asterisk why? Why would she go to such lengths? Asterisk, he said, discard everything except for one of each. She innocently asked, huh? Asterisk Leo's thoughts, asterisk, is she stupid? Or is she planning something? Asterisk, he said, I only need one of each, but I asked you to bring back many so I could choose. But you did a good job, so they're all in good condition. You worked hard. Leo bluntly asked, I need to know who you are and what your purpose is. He firmly stated, I need to know. Sophia replied, if you only needed one, why did you tell me to bring back 100? He said, usually even when you bring back 100, it's hard to find one in perfect condition. She looked up and replied, if that's the case, then you could have come with me to check. Leo retorted, how can I trust you? She looked surprised, what? He turned away and continued, while I don't know your purpose, I know you're fulfilling my unreasonable request for some reason. Leo voiced his inner thoughts. How do I know you don't have an ulterior motive or someone behind you? Until I find out the truth, I'm staying put. He pointed at the room and said, I can't trust you, but I can trust this room. So, he handed her a piece of paper and asked, will you tell the truth, or do you want to go look for more? She clutched the paper, hesitating she stammered, digging her heels in. Seriously, is being pretty all that matters? Sophia lamented. Just because you're the main character, you can do whatever you want? Just because you're the main character, you're allowed to treat people like this? My name is Sophia, and I'm being threatened by the guy everyone adores. The animals cried out. Look, her eyes reddened with anger. Mr. Main character is so great. He even has his own research lab. You got status, don't you? Seeing her fury, the radishes stopped screaming, only whimpering with tears welling in their eyes. Still fuming, she yelled, and me? I'm just a rock by the roadside, is that it? Earlier, she had said, ulterior motive? I just want to follow the love story I like, gather all the ingredients, all this trouble. She couldn't believe Leo was acting like this. She felt a pang of sadness that I was called to Leo's place and missed Aiden. Stay away from my brother. Oh, what kind of talk is that? Raphael, he called me. Sophia, come here right now. She wondered, but Sophia thought, do you think I'll give up because of this? She carefully arranged the radishes in a box, that I'll do whatever it takes to make Aiden's love story a success. She reassured herself, no matter how difficult it is, I'll overcome it. Carrying the boxes of vegetables, she sighed. Sophia laughed cheerfully, ha, done. Others gossiped. Punch that pretty nose? No way. Looking at her finished product, he said, yeah, you did a good job. This time, I only need one. Throw away the rest. Hearing that, she told herself, control yourself, absolutely don't give up. Seeing her hard work discarded, she could only patiently say, yes, sir. What I need to do next? Leo said, oh, that? We have enough ingredients now. He took out some money and said, buy me some bread. Any kind will do. She was surprised. What? Sophia exclaimed. Now I'm an errand girl, too? She ran as fast as she could. She ran with all her might, reaching the 4th floor, the end of the hallway, only to be sent on another errand, to buy bread. She was dismayed to realize the cafeteria was on the 1st floor at the opposite end. Sophia felt, this is clearly deliberate. You think I'll give up because of this? This is far from over. She approached him and said, sir, here's a fresh cream cake. Leo held up his hand in refusal. I don't like fresh cream cake. Give me something else. She quickly ran off. She dashed down the hallway like the wind, not giving up, no way. She brought back what he asked for, but he said, Saburo bread? What if the crumbs get scattered in the room and ruin the experiment? Is it your intention? She continued on. Absolutely not. He held out his hand again and said, I think the first one was best. Buy me that one again. She thought angrily, you want to pick a fight, don't you? She affirmed, of all the main characters, Leo is the first one I hate. She went back down to the cafeteria. What am I supposed to do now? Aiden asked her, what are you doing here, Sophia? Her eyes sparkled pitifully. Aiden, save me. He asked, what do you need help with? She replied, I don't know which pastry choose. The people around them murmured, what? That's it. He's so handsome. He should just buy all of them. They looked at Aiden like this with that face. She continued, everyone line up. I'll buy pastries for everyone. The others thanked him. Aiden, thank you for helping me buy pastries. He said, you're welcome. She thought, phew, thanks to Aiden, I survived. She confidently picked up a basket of pastries that now he has nothing to say. Leo smirked. Are you sure? People ask that you've been hanging around Leo a lot lately, haven't you? Even if you bring him that, he'll just throw it away. One asked, do you know what kind of person he is? Another added, if you have time, I'll tell you about him. They said, in return, you have to do us a favor. In front of a secretive room, the bespectacled young man suddenly asked in a serious tone, you think you understand Hexen? From the outside, he looks like a model student of the Hexen family. But do you really think that's all there is to him? Leo Hexan. The purple-haired young man beside him continued. Even his private laboratory is protected by a magic circle, and no one is allowed to see inside. Do you know why his lab is at the end of the hallway? It's so no one comes near, doesn't even dare to think about approaching. Are you sure you understand Hexen? Sophia didn't reply, but silently pondered. Come to think of it, even I don't know much about Leo. I thought I understood him because I read the novel. But actually, I only know that Leo doesn't get along with others. The reason why wasn't written, so I don't know. No, maybe I didn't try to understand. Leo, I think that's Aiden's role. Putting his arm around her shoulder, the bespectacled young man sneered. Actually, you don't care whether Leo eats bread or not, do you? Sophia was a little surprised. The purple-haired young man chuckled, continuing, so, can you do us a small favor? Sophia was again surprised. Both of them asked aloud in unison, so, can you do us a small favor? Hearing this, Sophia's face paled as she worried. Who are these guys? Were they in the original story? Should I stay still or do something? One of them quickly suggested, hey, you just need to take this to him. The other continued, if it's this pastry, will he eat it? He thinks he's so great that he looks down on everyone else. Everyone is beneath him and not worth associating with, right? The young man said with utter contempt, even a magic circle. It's laughable. Listening to them, Sophia couldn't help but feel confused. Did I ask that really true? I can't say I know Leo well, but the Leo, the first, no, isn't like that. Thinking this, she suddenly remembered a conversation she had with Leo not long ago. Sophia, why don't you give up? She asked back in surprise. He murmured, you don't have to stay here anymore. She asked back, sweating and bewildered. He lowered his voice and advised, they've bullied you this much already, and the person behind you can't do anything anyway. No one will blame you if you give up. I don't know what you're planning, but don't try to win my favor. Go back to whoever you want to be with. Despite saying such harsh words, Leo still looked very lonely. As if he was afraid of getting close to anyone. It's funny if I feel like that image resembles myself. I don't know why the main character in the novel, like Leo, is so similar to me. Seeing Sophia about to step into the magic circle, the boy with glasses hurriedly asked, are you going in? You can't go in. The purple-haired boy added, the magic circle is dangerous to touch. Be careful. She didn't reply, but thought to herself, if I don't try to go in, how will I know? Then, knocking on the door, she asked, Leo, may I come in? Seeing the door slowly opening, the boy with glasses couldn't help but be surprised. The door. Stepping out, Leo asked with a hint of reproach. Since when did you need to ask permission? I left the door open for you. I said you could come in. Have you finished the task I gave you? She quickly handed him the basket of pastries and replied with a bright smile, yes, you'll definitely be satisfied this time. He asked in surprise, really? It seems like you brought things I didn't ask for. Why are they with you? Hearing this, the boy with glasses quickly waved to her and said, "Oh, Sophia." The purple-haired boy added, "We're leaving now, thanks to you." Seeing both of them leave, Leo immediately went back inside and placed the basket of pastries on the table. Then, he suddenly covered his face with his hands and sighed. He then turned and asked, "What did they say to you?" Sophia asked in surprise, "What?" "Yes," he repeated. "What did they say?" She imagined a scene of him like a king drinking wine on his throne, while the two from earlier knelt below, bowing their heads and begging for forgiveness. Embellishing a bit, she replied, that you're arrogant and self-important, treating everyone like insects kneeling at your feet, an arrogant genius." He asked in astonishment, "Me? Oh, those people misunderstand others. I don't believe it." He asked with a hint of surprise, "Really? It's okay. Even if you believe it, it doesn't matter. You're no different anyway." She explained, flustered, "No. Oh." Seeing his displeasure, she worried herself, "Doesn't trust me. If everything ends well, my original plan will succeed. I'll return to my role as an observer without interfering." Right, that's definitely what I want. But why am I not doing that? Thinking this, Sophia unconsciously clenched her fists. Then she declared loudly, "I'm doing this for Aiden. Bad intentions or being manipulated by someone. None of that is true. Aiden is my childhood friend." Saying this, she quickly recalled her childhood, where someone suggested, "Say hello to him." Seeing Aiden, Sophia couldn't help but think in awe, "Wow, he's so handsome." The person from before continued, "This is the young master you must protect." Hearing this, he felt a little displeased and thought to himself, "What's this?" His mother, with a beaming smile, exclaimed, "So cute." While hugging him tightly, she declared, "I will protect you." He asked, stunned, "What's this?" Recalling this, Sophia couldn't help but blame herself. "I always wished for him to be happier than anyone else, but I couldn't help Aiden." Then, she continued to recall another memory. Banging on the door, she anxiously called out, "Aiden." He muttered in anguish, "Why? Why must I suffer?" She quickly reassured him, "No, Aiden, don't say that. You still have so much you want to do. Do it all. Make more friends, fall in love. I'll help you. Even if it's late, I still want him to be happy. I want to help Aiden no matter what. Because he's precious like family, I just want him to be happy." Leo, hearing this, asked in surprise, "Precious like family?" She confirmed, flustered, "Yes." No, I'll explain." Then, she worried to herself, "Wait, what if he misunderstands and thinks I like Aiden? Aiden is my favorite character. Of all." She stammered, I mean to say that Aiden is..." He quickly interjected, "It's okay. You don't need to explain. Also, someone precious like family." Having said that, he immediately recalled the past. Seeing that the space was quite dark, I immediately used a match to light the candle I was holding. When the room was illuminated by the flickering candlelight, the picture of my whole family immediately caught my eye. This place doesn't really feel like my home, even though I played the role they wanted. It wasn't my true self. Still, I had to endure it to protect the person I cherish more than family. Just like, recalling this, Leo bluntly stated, "You, Sophia Saran, I'm sorry for not believing you all this time." Hearing this, Sophia encouraged herself internally, "But we're already this close. I can't ignore it." Then, he slowly moved his face closer to hers and softly called, "Sophia." "What are you thinking?" She thought, embarrassed, so close. Then she suddenly yelled, "Ah," causing him to quickly say, "Sophia, calm down." Seeing that she had completely calmed down and was staring at him wide-eyed, he immediately said, "Don't be surprised. I'm just adjusting the screen." Leo asked, slightly reproachfully, "Why so sudden? You startled me." Sophia quickly explained, "When I came to my senses, you were already too close." He asked, irritated. I approached slowly. "Didn't you notice?" Were you lost in thought? Seeing that he could accurately read what she was thinking, she internally panicked. Actually, I wasn't planning on getting close to Leo, but when I accidentally overheard his secret, I didn't know why he told me, and now I'm regretting it. I don't know if this is okay. I was just going to be a spectator, but, she asked, her face pale with shock, "Really? Me?" He murmured thoughtfully, "Being this close to someone, seems like it's your first time, right?" She explained shyly, "Well, of course I'm close to Aiden, but it's not like I'm not close to Aiden. He was both handsome and beautiful. Aiden was perfect, very popular. My life and his were different. I spent a lot of time with Aiden, but it didn't feel like we were really together." He asked, a little surprised, "Really? That's interesting. Actually, I have someone like that too." She asked back in surprise, "Huh, really?" He confirmed, "Yes, that's why I created this place. Now I believe you." Seeing her suddenly freeze and not say a word, he quickly asked, "Sophia?" She broke out in a sweat, embarrassed, thinking, "Is it okay for me to hear this? I think I've gained a lot of favor. Leo's affection has increased." Leo quickly called out again, "Sophia?" Imagining through Sophia's eyes, This was originally Aiden's job. Why did I steal it? Leo frowned slightly and reached out, calling again, "Hey, Sophia." She suddenly explained, "There's a reason why this magic circle is located so deep. It's so you can be comfortable without worrying about other people's eyes." Then she continued silently in her mind. So, what those people said before was completely wrong. While scratching her head and chuckling, she continued, "I've intruded on this space too much. Honestly, I want to come here more often." He suddenly asked seriously, "Really? Then show me your hand." She asked blankly, "Huh?" He quickly pointed and replied, "Your hand." Hearing him say that, she quickly held out her hand to him. "To hold?" She asked innocently, like a puppy, smiling my hand. Her incredibly cute expression made him unable to resist bursting out, laughing. Seeing that, she couldn't help but ask indignantly, "Why are you laughing? You told me to hold it out." He laughed heartily and replied, "You were just like a poppy dog." She asked cluelessly, What kind of dog?" He immediately corrected her, "Not a dog, a poppy. I used to have a dog just like you, similar in appearance and always causing trouble. Here, I've changed the bracelet's magic." Hearing him say that, she couldn't help but think irritably, does he mean I act and look like a dog? Meanwhile, he calmly continued, "Now, whenever you want, you can come and rest." She asked in surprise, "Wow, really?" He quickly confirmed, "Yes, here you don't have to worry about other people's eyes. Only those I allow can enter this place. You can escape here and rest." Even Aiden, her best friend, Sophia, couldn't help but ask suspiciously, "Can I really come here anytime?" He immediately confirmed, "Yes, this is the purpose I created this place for." So, she continued excitedly, "Hee, great. Next time I'll bring cake." He cheerfully suggested, "Feel free, but first you have to quickly finish the cake you brought." Suddenly sensing someone standing outside the door, she quickly turned and checked. To her surprise, she saw Aiden standing at the door. So, she immediately called out, "Aiden." Just as she was about to step outside, Leo asked, "Sophia, how did you get this cake?" She turned her head slightly and suggested, "Wait a minute, just now, behind the door." He unfazed exclaimed, "Wow, this bread, I really like it, but I haven't seen it for sale in a while." Hearing him say that, she immediately ran over and loudly stopped him. "Wait, no, that belongs to those people from earlier." A moment later, a loud whistle suddenly pierced the air. Leo abruptly and irritably demanded, "I knew it. I can't believe this. Give me the bracelet back." Sophia retorted indignantly, "Huh? How can you ask for it back after you just gave it to me?" "No way. I won't give it back. Now's not the time for this. Is there none of the ingredients left from what we gathered before?" He immediately barked, asserting, "Yes, there is. Luckily, the things we brought back earlier are still here." Hearing him say that, Sophia couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief, thinking to herself, the ingredients Leo left behind are still in the empty space. Even so, they've spoiled, so I have to start over. Running, Sophia anxiously asked, "Where next?" Leo immediately replied, "I need to collect experimental data here too. Hurry up, we're working at full capacity to meet the deadline." I sense something different about Aiden, but time is flying by too fast to do anything. Seeing her suddenly stop, Leo quickly urged, "Sophia, what are you doing? Hurry up." Hearing this, she hurriedly ran after him and replied, "Yes, senior." When I realized it, it was already the deadline for submitting my assignment. The top student of the magic department, Leo Hudson. Seeing his name, Sophia Saran was near the bottom of the list, causing her to gasp in surprise. Then she continued to think to herself, the third-year graduation exam period is the same time as the first and second-year exams. Sophia suddenly remembered Sky's warning to her and Aiden not long ago. "Aiden, Sophia, the exams are coming up. If you fail, you could be held back a year, so be careful." "Of course, I'll do well no matter what, right?" Aiden replied with a grin. Sophia confidently thumped her chest and assured, "Of course. It's nothing to worry about, Professor." Back to the harsh reality. Staring at her name on the board, Sophia broke out in a cold sweat, thinking in shock, "My name is Sophia Saran, and I failed miserably on the first exam." Then, she couldn't help but sigh dejectedly, "I failed." After that, she suddenly thought with joy, "Oh, but Aiden is first." As expected of my favorite person, the top student of the second year, Aiden Callahan. After thinking this, Sophia happily pointed at the board and announced, "Aiden, look, your name is at the top of the list." He snapped irritably, "How can you still laugh?" "Sophia, do you realize that if you're held back, we'll be in different years, gradually drifting apart, and won't be able to see each other as often?" As before, Sophia whispered, sweating no. Then she quickly thought to herself, "Aiden has been acting strange lately. It seems like the person that day really was Aiden. Aiden, is Aiden angry? If he is, why?" While she was lost in thought about him, someone suddenly reached out, took her hand, and smiled brightly. "Sophia, your hand?" she asked in a daze. "Ah, Leo." Senior. He gently asked, why the long face, Poppy? She giggled, Poppy? Huh? Aiden asked in a low voice, Poppy. Leo calmly confirmed, yes. Isn't it? I even brought a gift for Poppy. Hearing this, Sophia excitedly replied, it is Poppy. Woof woof. Raising the wooden stick in his hand, he declared, that's right, this is a gift for you. Sophia couldn't help but think to herself, puzzled, lately, Leo keeps treating me like a pet. Aiden unexpectedly denied it. Senior Leo, but my friend isn't a dog. Leo sounded a bit doubtful. Is that so? Sophia couldn't help but ask curiously, is that true? He reproachfully asked in a low voice. What are you saying, Sophia? She quickly continued, but Logan suddenly leaned closer to Leo and asked, Leo, what are you doing here? I was wondering where you went. Turns out you're hanging out with a girl. A handsome guy next to another handsome guy. Seeing the two of them seemingly close, she was a little surprised and exclaimed, oh, Logan, since when were you two so close? He replied, I helped Senior Leo with his training. Leo, sweating, muttered reproachfully, anyway, you're the one who ruined everything. Hearing that, he laughed heartily. Leo, really, I'm sad. I didn't know there was something about you I didn't know. You're hogging a talent like Sophia, all to yourself, greedy Leo. Right, Sophia. She didn't answer immediately, but smiled faintly, thinking to herself, haha, that's right, we should all be friendly with each other, Senior. Then she exclaimed in admiration, wow, so handsome. Speaking of, Aiden immediately reassured her. Don't mind him. Logan suddenly looked up and suggested, let's see how Sophia's academic results are. She cried out in alarm, wait. While searching for the results, Logan speculated, Sophia must be at the top, right? Maybe a little lower? She fearfully whispered, hey. He quickly asked, where's Sophia? She softly guided him, here, down below. Seeing Sophia, Saran's name sitting at the very bottom of the list, he was utterly stunned and quickly apologized that I'm sorry. Please say something. Cough, cough. It's okay, Sophia. Even if your grades are low, you're still a great talent. Leo interjected softly. Maybe higher education is a bit difficult for Poppy. Aiden didn't reply, but sighed helplessly. Hanging her head low, she dejectedly pleaded, ugh, I'd rather you all just scold me. Leo continued softly, Poppy, no, Sophia. Even if your grades are low, you can still make up for it in other areas. Don't worry. She asked joyfully, really? He immediately affirmed, yes. At Debrandt Academy, besides exams, there are many other activities, accumulating experience outside of school like participating in tournaments. The results report session at the club during the summer festival. If that's not enough, take extra classes. Logan, beaming, affirmed, but the easiest and most fun thing is to join clubs. And among them, number one is the drama club. You could even become the main character. Haha, praise, admiration, and even glory. Our club has a very good track record. Sophia always welcomes you. Haha. She chuckled in response. Yes. Leo softly reminded, but all the lead roles are yours. Logan quickly cut in. Try to entice her. Sophia, what do you think about the Magic Club or my student council? The student council or the Magic Club also have good track records, so pulling her towards him, Aiden smirked. Thank you for the suggestions, but Sophia will join the same club as me. Sophia isn't good at acting, so the drama club isn't a good fit. Sophia doesn't have good magic sensing abilities, nor good academic results, so she can't join the Magic Club. Most importantly, Sophia will join the same club as me, right, Sophia? She asked back in a daze, huh? No, what are you talking about? Why did you decide to replace me? I wasn't planning on joining the same club as you. Before I thought that. Aiden, we should also separate for a bit. Aren't you planning on making other friends? Hearing this, Leo and Logan quickly exchanged glances. Logan then chuckled and waved his hand. Sophia, Aiden, will go ahead. She hurriedly replied, yeah, all right, bye. We're about to head back too, Aiden. What's wrong? Aiden, let's go together. Aiden, why are you suddenly acting like this? And why are you so angry? He asked with a hint of sulking. You said we should separate, but now you're following me. She replied with a bright smile. That's not what I meant. Aiden, wait. At least tell me why you're angry. Why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like this? Why did I refuse? Just now, they invited us to join the club together, and you didn't seem upset at all. Do you have someone closer than me now? He suddenly spoke up. Before, you always said I was the person you liked the most. She widened her eyes in surprise and asked, Aiden, are you jealous? Because I was friendly with your prospective boyfriend? Punching her in the face, he loudly demanded, cut out. Don't forget, we're going to the Capitol tomorrow. Wait in front of the dormitory on time. Got it? She let out a choked sob. Then she couldn't help but wonder to herself. Aiden has been really strange lately. The next morning, Sophia suddenly asked, stunned what? Coughing and sputtering. Aiden replied in a low voice, I told you, it hurts too much to go. She asked tearfully, are you mad at me? So you're not coming? He replied, slightly irritated, that's not it. After saying goodbye to you last night, I stayed up all night because I couldn't sleep. Cough, cough. Then he quickly thought to himself, I can't tell her I stayed up all night tossing and turning because of angst. She asked worriedly, really? Should I go alone then? Seeing her mood suddenly plummet, he quickly offered words of encouragement. Sophia, I know you're really looking forward to the trip to the capital, but if you go with anyone other than me, you'll die, understand? She hurriedly replied, yes, I understand. Then she thought to herself, he said that, but I'm in a magical world. I'm really curious about the chicken skewers the main characters in the novel always eat. And I'm also curious about the people in this world. I can't miss this opportunity. Putting her hands on her hips, Sophia asked with a bright smile, you only said I couldn't go with anyone else, so if I go alone, it should be fine, right? Let's see, what should I visit first? Oh, there's a crowd over there. What's going on? Suddenly, someone asked in a gruff voice, who was that person you kissed just now? The other person hurriedly explained, Kaylin, you've got it wrong. I only have you. The first person immediately asked back, got it wrong? Don't lie. For me, I only have you. Seeing the girl's face, Sophia couldn't help but exclaim to herself, huh? She's a stunningly beautiful and gentle lady. Just after physically striking her boyfriend, the platinum blonde-haired girl shouted angrily, how could you betray me? You. Sophia, witnessing this, was taken aback and thought to herself, whoa, she slapped him? But who is that man? Seeing the brown-haired man looked somewhat familiar, she was a little startled and let out a gasp. Huh? He replied in surprise, oh, Sophia. She couldn't help but think to herself, Logan. A short while later, at a tea shop, Logan explained with a chuckle, it's so embarrassing to run into you like this. What happened earlier was just a misunderstanding. I was just trying to brush some dust off her face. Sophia replied coldly, you right? He quickly asked, you don't believe me? She calmly continued her inner monologue. A misunderstanding? I've read the entire original story. 30 minutes earlier. Upon seeing him, the orange-haired young man called out in surprise, Logan. He responded amiably, hello. While waving to him, the orange-haired man exclaimed with a beaming smile, wow, what a coincidence meeting you here. He immediately replied, yeah, I was just passing by. Hearing this, the orange-haired man chuckled and said, liar. Isn't today the day you're supposed to be on a date with your girlfriend? He asked back with a forced laugh. Ha, busted. Hearing this, the orange-haired man asked in surprise, but how did you know that? He asked back with a faint smile. You weren't just passing by, were you? The orange-haired man blushed and replied, you knew. Gently lifting the orange-haired man's chin, he calmly confirmed, of course, someone as adorable as you likes me. The orange-haired man whispered shyly, Logan. Just as the platinum blonde-haired girl saw their incredibly intimate actions, she flew into a rage, physically lashed out at him, and yelled curses. Having just imagined the scene, Sophia was at a loss for words and thought, so this is what it looks like after getting caught. Then, she replied with a somewhat reluctant, strained smile, no, I believe you. She continued her inner monologue. If I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have gone out. Unbelievable, unfaithful. It's not surprising. Logan is a womanizer in the original story. He doesn't discriminate by age or gender and once dated 8 people at the same time. Logan suddenly asked, by the way, Sophia, aren't you with Aiden today? She replied, huh? Oh, Aiden is sick, so I'm alone. Hearing this, he smiled slightly and offered, if you don't have anyone to show you around, let me help. I'm also alone right now. Confused, she thought to herself, why is he being like this? Then, she quickly raised her hand and said, no thanks. He continued with a faint smile, Sophia, I just want to be closer to you. I don't understand why you don't want to be friends with me. We still have a lot to learn about each other, right? If you're sightseeing in the capital, let me help. It was the same with Leo. We kept our distance at first, but we became close eventually. Why won't you give me a chance? She mumbled in response, then thought to herself, maybe so. Right, I'm not very close to Logan yet. With Leo, too, I only judge him based on the original story, but there are many things I don't know, even though I thought I knew everything. But what bothers me are Aiden's words. Sophia, even if you make other friends, don't get closer to them than you are to me. Logan chuckled and suggested, since I asked you out, I'll cover all the expenses. Sophia excitedly raised her hand and asked, where should we go first? Then, she silently apologized in her heart. Sorry, Aiden. A little later, at a clothing store, Sophia tried on an outfit and cheerfully asked, how about this? Logan quickly gave 2 thumbs up and grinned, confirming it suits you. A short while later, at a street food stall, he laughed heartily, reminding her, you've got sauce on your face. While enjoying her skewer, she exclaimed, wow, this is delicious. Yet another short while later, at a jewelry stall, holding a beaded bracelet, she marveled, it's so beautiful, so pretty. That afternoon, at a fountain, something amused her, and she suddenly burst out laughing. Logan stood up and suggested, I'll go get us some drinks. She waved him off, replying, okay, go ahead. While watching a dove spread its wings and fly across the sky, she couldn't help but wonder to herself, is it okay to be this happy? Why do I keep thinking about Aiden? Is it guilt because the person beside me should be Aiden, or do I miss Aiden? He should be the one here. Now Next time, I'll definitely go out with him, as long as nothing comes up. Suddenly, someone called out. Hey, a stranger blocked Sophia's path and asked, "Excuse me, do you have a boyfriend?" She turned around with a bewildered expression. Seeing her dumbfounded look, he quickly explained his intentions that, "Oh, I didn't mean anything by it." He pointed towards a newly opened shop and winked, explaining, "The Rosette Bakery is having a couples event. Just participate and you get a gift." Sophia's eyes lit up with excitement. The Rosette Bakery was famous in the novel, considered the pinnacle of the culinary world. She eagerly thought, "I want that too. If it were Logan, he'd definitely participate with me." She glanced around and mumbled, "Well, I do have someone else's boyfriend." Meanwhile, Logan was standing at the jewelry store, holding a blue jade bracelet and asking, "The bracelet the girl I was with was looking at earlier, was it this one?" The salesperson smiled and nodded, replying, "Yes, that's the one." She carefully wrapped the bracelet and handed it to Logan that you're her boyfriend, after all. "So why did you earlier?" He accepted the bag and chuckled in response, "Ha." Earlier, Logan and Sophia were at the jewelry store. She admired the bracelet, turning it over in her hands. "This is beautiful. Do I like the white one or the blue one better?" Logan asked. She wore both on her wrist, pondering, which one is prettier? He leaned in close and whispered his opinion. Since Sophia is so lovely, I think the one on the left suits you better." The salesperson, admiring their sweet interaction, offered, "Are you two a couple? I'll give you a discount." Logan smiled sweetly and looked up. What do you think, Sophia?" Before he could finish, she interrupted to explain. No, we're just friends." No, not even friends, just acquaintances." Then, with a slightly teasing tone, Sophia reminded the salesperson, "You probably don't understand the character settings. How could a handsome guy like him be with a side character like me?" She then quickly turned to Logan and said, "Logan, I'm sorry. Let's go look somewhere else." Seeing him standing frozen in the jewelry store just now, Sophia ran over in surprise, calling out, "Logan, are you still struggling with this internally? Do you hate me that much?" Normally, anyone who comes here agrees. "Why don't you?" Logan clutched the bag in his hand, remembering the girls around him, all infatuated that MY love. If Sophia were here, it would be so interesting. Logan stared thoughtfully at the bag, his heart heavy. From behind, a hand gently nudged him. A sweet voice called out, "My love." He turned around, surprised, looking at the girl winking seductively at him. Sophia. She put on a cute expression and playfully scolded him. My love, really? People will think we're not a couple." Logan's eyes widened in confusion. "Didn't you just say it was impossible?" Before he could finish, he was punched hard in the stomach. Sophia whined, "Oh my God, you're such an idiot." A series of playful punches followed. Logan felt the world spinning. What is this? Where am I? At this point, Sophia stopped. She stepped closer, concerned at, "Oh, did I punch you too hard? Are you okay, Logan?" Racing heart, dizziness, and a churning stomach, but it was all in his head. Logan quickly regained his composure, adjusting his clothes and chuckling that, "Yeah, I'm fine." She smiled, placing a hand on her chest. "Really? That's good. Logan, can I ask you a favor?" He nodded without thinking. "Sure, anything. Could it be?" Sophia quickly pulled him to the town square. A beautifully decorated bakery in the middle of the square attracted many passersby. A table overflowing with gifts was on display, prizes for a couple's event. Love and sweetness, making that love even sweeter. The event's host appeared, enthusiastically announcing to everyone present. So, from now on, Rosette Bakery will be holding a competition for couples. Everyone cheered enthusiastically, except for Logan, whose face was pale with confusion. Where am I? Who am I? Sophia, the most excited of the bunch, clapped her hands and whispered to him, "Sorry, Logan. They said only couples can participate." As soon as she finished speaking, she remembered the original story. This event originally took place when Aiden and Logan were dating in the novel. If it were any other time, I'd skip it, but this is Rosette Bakery's special. The prize is a super special, limited edition dessert. Sophia thought to herself with determination. "Sorry, Logan, but I can't miss this prize. If it's come to this." Sophia was fired up, ready to compete. This competition, she yelled internally, full of energy, "I'll take responsibility and win." So then, the host fired the starting shot, announcing, "We'll begin now. The Princess Carry and Q&A round." Sophia quickly reacted, literally performing a princess carry on Logan. The bakery's host began the questions. "Please tell us what kind of pastry your partner ate for breakfast at Rosette Bakery." Sophia excitedly answered quickly, "Chilled potato soup." He looked at her with a satisfied expression, nodding in approval. Sophia's so good. Next came questions she answered perfectly every time. "What's the other mother's favorite dessert? She doesn't like sweets." What kind of tea does she usually drink with dessert? Sophia, a hardcore fan who'd reviewed the principles countless times, easily cleared every hurdle. Logan, witnessing all of this, gulped nervously. How did she know all this stuff? Logan, clueless about the principles, was baffled by Sophia's knowledge. He chuckled to himself, thinking, asterisk, I thought she didn't care about me. Could Sophia be a fan of mine too? Asterisk, meanwhile, Sophia rejoiced as the prize neared. Asterisk, thank goodness the questions are identical to the principles. That last one was the final question in the book. Now I just need to avoid being discovered. Asterisk Richard, standing behind them, recognized her instantly. Sophia. Lena furrowed her brow, interrupting. What is it? You know that person? Isn't that Sophia? Fear gripped Sophia as she muttered, breaking out in a cold sweat. That voice is Richard. Behind them, two red-haired individuals exchanged puzzle glances. How could Sophia be here? Asterisk, who's the girl next to Richard? Could she be his girlfriend? Asterisk, Lena frowned, irritated. Him again? Are you sure you're not mistaken? He shook his head firmly, convinced that MY genius senses have never been wrong. Lena, exasperated by his arrogance, conceded with a sigh, fine, you're a genius. But even so, you're still an idiot. Richard erupted, fuming. Lena Morris, how dare you speak to me like that? And you said you'd pretend to be my girlfriend, but you're not even trying. He bickered with his impudent younger sister. Sophia, panicked, dare not turn around. Are they siblings? Asterisk, what should I do? I can't let them know I'm out with Logan today. Should I ask them to keep it a secret? But that would be even more suspicious. It's best to pretend I don't know them. Asterisk, as she plotted, Richard called out to them. Hey you, the girl with the long dark brown hair. You're Sophia, right? Her heart leaped in her throat. She gasped, unable to deny the inevitable. Logan, understanding, quickly draped a jacket over her head. He whispered in her ear, I'm guessing you don't want to be found out, right? Sophia, don't worry, I'll help you. With that, Logan turned, pulling her behind him. Hi, Richard. Not sure who you're looking for, but you shouldn't be paying so much attention to someone else's girlfriend. Don't pay so much attention to someone else's girlfriend. Logan shielded her further. My girlfriend is quite shy. Richard frowned, skeptical. Oh, your girlfriend? He reconsidered, then responded grumpily. Right? It can't be Sophia. Definitely not Sophia. No way. Sorry about that. Logan hadn't expected things to resolve so quickly. Yeah, no worries. Even Sophia, hiding behind him, was stunned. Asterisk, what just happened? What is this strange, uncomfortable feeling? Is he drawing a line with a side character? Asterisk, but she didn't dwell on it. Everything was fine now. As long as she got back to the dorm, she wouldn't be discovered. The host watched the teams enter the next round and announced another challenge. Now, to choose our final winner, we'll move on to the final round, the Pocky Game. All four were dumbfounded, jaws agape. Sophia's face paled the most. Asterisk, oh no, this isn't how it's supposed to go. This is different from the principles. Asterisk. The host continued. Unexpectedly, two couples remain, so we've added a new game. Richard jaw dropped. Huh? I have to do that with you. Logan took the pastry from the staff member. Here, take this. Sophia had been spraying hairspray since who knows when, but it's all my fault that things changed. Even though it's not happening yet, Logan belongs to Aiden. What should I do? Should I give up? But I'm so close to winning. Logan stepped closer, his lips brushing against hers. Oh, you want to win? Sophia blushed crimson, looking up. Yes. Well, yes. He smiled softly and whispered, don't worry. I'll help you win without getting caught. Logan put one end of the Pocky stick in his mouth. Seeing you happy made me hold back, but whether it's a game or romance, I always want to lead. Stay still. Sophia was completely flustered, speechless as she watched him. Stay still? What? Earlier, Sophia had taken Logan by surprise. Her mind was racing, and the shock had even reached his brain. As they drew closer, her blush deepened. Is this really happening? What do I do? The close proximity was one thing, but she could also see the enticing glimpse of his toned chest peeking through his shirt. He's really showing that much. Sophia couldn't control her trembling. She was terrified. She backed away so much that he had to pull her back. Wait, Sophia. Just then, fireworks burst brilliantly across the sky. The host on stage excitedly held the microphone towards them. Well then, the winners. What are your names? Huh? Me? Sophia's mind was still reeling. She stammered, no, it's Sophia. Sophia, Serena. Beside her, Logan stood happily. The host chuckled and congratulated them enthusiastically. Well then, congratulations on your victory. The host then took the microphone and announced their names. Everyone, this year's best couple is Sophia Serena and Logan William. Sophia looked down at the audience in a panic. Richard was staring daggers at her. What? You two were in it for the prize too? If so, you should have said something. He then announced something everyone could already see. You may not know this, but we're actually not a couple, but siblings. Sophia shrugged, muttering dejectedly. I know. Richard pointed towards the bakery and continued. We were also in it for the prize. Do you like sweets that much? Lena retorted. You don't understand. It's because your taste buds are made of muscle. Richard was also participating for the prize. Sophia was unexpectedly relieved to hear that, but she was now caught in the middle of their sibling rivalry. Why are they doing this next to me? If it wasn't me here, but Aiden, they would have already fallen into Aiden's harem, all because of me. She was blaming herself when Lena turned to her and said sweetly, You're even cuter than I'd heard. Want to compete with me? Richard couldn't let Lena steal her away and frantically pulled her back. What? Me first. Don't cut in line. Let go. You let go first. Sophia saw them as two kindergartners fighting over a toy. Stop it. She was being pulled back and forth, crying internally, Just stop it. Finally, Logan stepped in to rescue her. Excuse me, but Sophia already agreed to a date with me. She's coming with me. Logan, let's go. He took her small hand and led her away. Sophia, he called back over his shoulder, We still have a lot to do. Sophia looked at him blankly, but quickly caught on. Huh? Oh, okay. Lena stood next to him, teasing her brother. Come on, brother, do your best. Huh? What do you mean? Lena shrugged, reminding him, If you don't try, there's no hope. Someone's already made their move. The next stop is the cathedral. Logan brought her to the gate and pointed out some of the prominent features. This is the main cathedral where the Pope resides. The frescoes inside are very famous, but Sophia, if you're tired, we can go back. Huh? It took Sophia being called several times before she snapped out of it. Dado, should we go back? Her face showed clear boredom. What's going on? Ever since I got here, I've been feeling strange. Is it because of what happened earlier? Sophia glanced at him a few times. Logan didn't seem to care, but that made her care even more. The two of them had really gotten closer. Originally, Aiden was supposed to be the one doing this. She blamed herself, feeling like she was interfering once again. What would happen to her relationship with Aiden? She imagined Aiden crying and blaming her. You're so mean. Sophia, you promised to hang out with me, but you secretly went on a date with someone else. You said you liked me the most. Sophia. Logan continued walking ahead. Only she remained, standing still behind him. Seeing her lost in thought, he started to worry. Sophia. Hey, Logan. He leaned against his hand and replied, Yeah? This might be weird, but during the game earlier, did your lips touch mine? Logan furrowed his brows in confusion. What? His eyes twinkled with amusement. Of course not. We only touched hands. You didn't see clearly, so you thought it was something else? Sophia gasped in surprise. Huh? What do you mean? Seeing her expression, Logan burst out laughing. That surprised? Huh? You're so cute. Sophia yelled in reproach. Stop teasing me. You don't know how panicked I was. Logan calmed down. You hated it that much? I'm hurt. She snapped angrily. I told you to stop teasing. Logan had to stop laughing and properly apologize. Here, to make it up to you, I have a gift I want to give you. He pulled her arm towards him and slowly placed a small bag from the jewelry store in her hand. Huh, what is this? He withdrew his hand as Sophia stared in surprise. Isn't this what you were looking at earlier? For me? She looked at the bag in disbelief. That you're giving it to me? Logan nodded, giving her a charming smile as he replied. Thank you for spending time with me today. Are we a little closer now? Yes, Sophia replied, excitedly. Of course. Sophia happily skipped back, holding her two treasures. One was the limited edition white cream puff. Today was so much fun. The other was the jewelry she admired. Now I have to go back to the dorm and rest. Suddenly, Sophia froze. In the distance, he was sitting pensively in a corner. Aiden. He turned and stared. Sophia, where have you been? The image of a doctor from the past flashed through Aiden's mind. To be honest. He looked up at Aiden's parents and said, It's a miracle he's still alive. Everyone has a mana flow in their body, but for your son, the mana is flowing backward. Aiden's mother couldn't help but worried, oh God, is there no other way? The doctor picked up the paper, examined it, and delivered the bad news. Currently, we don't know when he'll pass, even if it's just temporarily. Aiden could only press himself against the window, tears streaming down his face. The doctor's voice continued. I'll prescribe some medication to help with the pain. On the other side of the window, children Aiden's age were playing together. The doctor offered his final words. I'm truly sorry. Aiden's tired eyes glanced at the medicine without a word. A deep gloom welled up inside him. How long do I have to take this useless medicine? Aiden's mother cried out in despair. Why is this happening to us? A lifetime dependent on medication. His heart clenched at a lifetime. She grasped his hand and pleaded, Aiden, please live. Don't leave me. Aiden was torn to a lifetime living like this, living in fear and pain. He remembered the times he'd woken up coughing, the memory adding to his heartache, not knowing when he would die. At this point, Aiden's eyes looked down heavily. What reason do I have to keep living? His subconscious clung to a distorted memory. Aiden, can you endure a little longer? More tears flowed. Even if it's just for us. Aiden silently lamented. You're so selfish, making me endure this for a lifetime. A question surfaced in his mind. Can I ever be happy? Suddenly, the dark past was extinguished by Sophia's voice. Aiden. She took his hand. With a positive spirit and a constant smile, she said, you will definitely be happy. Sophia looked at him affectionately. Even if it's a little difficult now, your life will definitely be bright in the future. An image of friends chatting under blooming flowers flashed in her mind. You'll be loved by many and experience a beautiful youth. Imagining them together made Sophia's heart flutter, and you'll meet someone who truly loves you. Her words from that time still echoed in his ears. Asterisk, finally, you'll be happy. Asterisk, but in truth, Sophia had always believed one thing. Asterisk, because you are the main character of this world. Asterisk, she rushed forward and hugged Aiden tightly as, oh, don't be sad. I'll always be by your side to help you achieve that. From then on, she always accompanied him. You're right, Sophia. Moments they shared continued to flash through Aiden's mind. Asterisk, when I'm with you, every day is so joyful. Asterisk, each of Sophia's actions nurtured a resolve within him. Asterisk, I'm no longer afraid of tomorrow. Asterisk, a worry lingered in Aiden's heart. Asterisk, you'll always be by my side to protect me, right? Asterisk, she'd asked then. Asterisk, Aiden, are you happy? Asterisk, he quickly replied with a. From then on, Aiden believed, this is the happiness you were talking about, right? Immediately after, Sophia let go of his hand. Well, then, she waved goodbye to I'm going now. I've finished my mission. Sophia continued with frightening words. Now that you're happy, and you have many other friends, it's okay, right? Aiden was incredibly panicked and blurted out what? Her figure gradually receded. Goodbye, Aiden. He chased after her, shouting, Sophia, what are you saying? Wait, Sophia. Don't go, Sophia. Aiden's hand reached out from the dream to reality. He lay in bed, gasping for breath, the fear from the nightmare still clinging to him. Aiden sat up abruptly, anxiously and unconsciously calling out, Sophia. The sun was high outside, shining down on the scene below. Back in the present, where the two were talking, Sophia asked, Aiden, are you still angry? She smiled sheepishly. I went out to buy you a present. Here, this bracelet. You always crave sweets when you're hurting. So how is it? Is the cake good? Is the bracelet pretty? He picked up his fork and replied slowly, thank you for the bracelet. It's beautiful. The cake is also good. Sophia sighed inwardly. Such a half-hearted compliment. Aiden turned away and asked, it must have been fun hanging out with someone else, huh? This isn't a gift you picked out yourself, is it? She was completely surprised. Huh? How did you know? He mused to himself. How could I not know? I can tell this isn't your style. There were too many things that gave it away. Like this bracelet, it's too nice for your usual taste. Completely different from the gifts you usually pick. You always give me food. This cake was also too extravagant. Her allowance couldn't buy such expensive sweets. He spoke reproachfully. Did I ever say I wanted gifts like this? Do you know how worried I was waiting here for you? It's late, and you weren't back yet. Aiden's tears fell unceasingly. The feeling was like before. The image of her covered in blood reappeared, if you had been hurt when you came back. He had held Sophia's motionless body tightly. Under the starlit night sky, Aiden confessed his feelings. Sophia, my love, my happiness. If I don't have you, it all becomes meaningless. So, please don't ever leave me. His hands trembled even more. You know, she quickly placed her hand on his to comfort him. I know. Sophia still wore her usual bright smile. Yes, oh, but don't worry, Aiden. She reassured him that I definitely won't leave you. There's still so much we have to do. He silently looked at Sophia for a long time. Then she made a suggestion. Next time, we definitely have to walk around the city together. Aiden immediately replied, yeah. He recounted the events that happened afterward. A few days later, Sophia said she would make me sweets when I was sick, so she joined the sweets club, and I joined the student council at their invitation. Inside the student council room, a whiny voice called out, Aiden, help me finish that pile of documents. He agreed, yes. Aiden went to the desk. There's a lot of work at the student council. We still haven't fulfilled our promise to go out on the town. He looked at the book on the desk, lost in thought. He was also spending less time with Sophia. Suddenly, voices from outside drifted in. Hey, what makes you think you can be so close to my brother? Help me. This brother-obsessed maniac is trying to kill me. Aiden sighed inwardly. Sophia is always loud and causing trouble, so she's easy to find. He could clearly see outside from the window. Raphael was chasing her. What? Maniac. Hey, give me back my apron. Sophia ran ahead, teasing him. I already gave it to you, and now you want it back. He finally caught her and scolded angrily. Do you want it ripped off? Sophia struggled to hold onto the apron and, oh, don't rip anything off. You pervert. Aiden watched from above, frowning at what she gotten herself into this time. Sophia's footsteps hurried past. Her friends watched and laughed cheerfully. Hi, Sophia. She replied, hi everyone, I'm Sophia. Two nearby boys, seeing her silhouette glide past, called out a reminder. Sophia, be careful not to fall now. My real name is Songmina. Sophia turned around with confidence that I won't fall. I'll just watch other people fall. Just as she said this, a taller figure approached her. Someone hurriedly warned, Senior Sophia, someone's behind you. But the one who fell wasn't Sophia. Hazer landed on the ground, crying out, ow. She worriedly asked, are you okay? Wait, you're... Seeing his face clearly, Sophia exclaimed, Hazer. She gently helped him up. Are you all right? What are you doing here? He responded dejectedly. I have something I want to tell you, Senior. Sophia felt surprised. What is it you want to say? Hazer became shy and stammered. Well, it's nothing much. His face suddenly flushed as he continued. Last weekend, Senior, you went out with Senior Logan. If you don't mind. In a moment, Hazer was confessing his feelings. I want to go on a date with you, Senior. Richard was charging towards him from behind. He delivered a swift kick to Hazer's head. Sophia has to spar with me. He shouted in astonishment. What? What? You want to spar with Sophia? Hazer puffed out his chest defiantly. Want to spar with Sophia? Then defeat me first. Sophia thought to herself with exasperation. Not this sparring thing again. He continued to Hazer. I'm not like Senior Logan, you know? This isn't sparring. Richard looked at Hazer impatiently. Oh, what do you want to do? He stammered. I want to... Sophia stepped in to intervene. Both of you, stop it. If you keep this up, I won't speak to either of you. Both Richard and Hazer simultaneously yelled. No way. Seeing the scene made her feel like she was floating in midair. Sophia covered her mouth, trying not to laugh, but couldn't help it. They looked at her, confused at what's so funny. Sophia finally explained, no, it's just that I remember the first time I met you two, you were arguing like this too. She mused to herself, nothing's changed at all. I was worried I'd messed up the storyline, but it seems everyone is still the same. It's reassuring that everyone is still the same. Thinking this, Sophia smiled and expressed, it's so good that you two haven't changed a bit. She felt happy inside that I'm so lucky to know both of you. Hearing Sophia say this, both of their faces flushed. Suddenly, a voice called out from afar. Richard Morrison, Hazer Connor, what are you doing here? The club president is looking for you too. Richard suddenly remembered, oh shoot, I forgot. He turned to leave. Bye, Sophia. Let's spar next time. Hazer also hurriedly bowed. Goodbye, Senior. Leo looked curiously at Sophia. And what are you doing here, Poppy? She felt a sense of familiarity and turned around. That voice. Senior Leo? Hello, Poppy. Leo extended his hand towards Sophia. That you're always getting into trouble, aren't you? He gently patted her head. You haven't changed a bit. It's good. She replied with a carefree smile. Hee, I was just thinking the same thing. Leo's actions hadn't stopped. Sophia, you're getting more and more spoiled, aren't you? He looked at her with affectionate eyes. This is a good sign. I like this, Sophia. Then Leo changed the subject. But Sophia, I heard you caused some trouble in the new club you joined. He bluntly stated the truth. She failed the test, so she has to make up for it with club activities. She didn't know what to say. Leo also encouraged her. Just try your best. You can do it. Come on. Sophia replied seriously. Yes, I'll do my best. In the kitchen, a black liquid splashed up from the pot. Raphael gritted his teeth as he read each syllable of her name. Sophia. He was extremely angry, pointing directly at her. Just standing there is helping enough. If you can't help, at least don't ruin things. Raphael's eyes were filled with white and uncontrolled rage. How dare you interfere between me and my brother? This is Raphael Austin, one of the male leads, the twin of a pair of characters. He has a severe brother complex. You could smell the gunpowder from him from a mile away. Hey, Callahan, stay away from my brother. Do you think everyone will like you just because you're pretty? Back when Aiden sat next to Michael and noticed Raphael approaching, he would smile teasingly. I am beautiful. Thank you. Raphael was extremely annoyed. Annoying. Sophia was trying to mend their relationship. That had caused some friction with Aiden before. Since they were both in the same club, she wanted to take this opportunity to improve their relationship. But because she was so bad at baking, it backfired. Now, Sophia felt as small as an ant being judged by Raphael. Then why did you join? She thought sadly. I just want to be like before. When Aiden was sick, I could make sweets for him. Sophia recalled what she had said to him back then, that I won't go anywhere anymore. I'll make the sweets myself, so Aiden doesn't have to worry anymore. Her eyes were wide and teary. I just want to help my friends. Sophia put on a pitiful puppy dog look. Isn't that allowed? Raphael. He couldn't resist her cuteness. Who are you giving it to? But when the name was spoken, Raphael's face turned cold. Aiden. He shoved Sophia out of the kitchen. A vein throbbed in his forehead, but he still managed a bright smile. Oh, Aiden, I'll prepare his gift. You should go outside. Bring that burnt apron back here, she replied with difficulty. Huh? But what should I tell the teacher? Raphael maintained his attitude. Leave that to me. Get out, quick. You're only making things worse here. Sophia snapped angrily. What? This to Xander, huh? Aiden suddenly arrived. She was so surprised that she blurted out, Aiden. He gently brushed his long hair back. Hello, Sophia. Is Raphael bullying you? Do you need me to deal with it? Sophia shook her head vigorously. Huh? No need. She put her hands on her hips and defended Raphael. He's helping me a lot. Aiden's voice deepened. Yes, that's so? You two are close then? Sophia chuckled and replied, yeah, maybe we're getting there. His eyes softened as he looked at her. Really? Sophia, you have a lot of friends, huh? She maintained her cheerful demeanor and nodded slightly. Yeah, Sophia kept the rest to herself. Actually, I was worried when I first transferred, but now going to school is more fun. I'm so lucky. She always approached everything with a positive attitude, even when she was incredibly busy. But it would be great if these days could continue. Sophia was about to open the cupboard door. She leaned in to look inside. Something made Sophia pause for a moment. A bloodstained piece of paper was placed inside, with the words written on it, don't pretend. This is the paper. Before club activities started, I didn't see anything in my locker. Did I mistake Aiden's locker for mine? No, this wasn't in the original story. So, was it really sent to me? If it was, why? The more I thought about it, the less I understood. Completely baffled, Sophia chose to avoid reality. She ran in with a bright, cheerful smile. The cute angel has arrived. Then, she was suddenly taken aback. Huh? Why does everyone look so tense? One of them spoke up. What do you think, Sophia? It's club time. Where have you been? Causing trouble and leaving others to clean up after you. Sophia, accused like that, retorted, no, that's not it. I just want to get my apron. Lena, hearing this, said, don't make excuses, Sophia. You're just freeloading. But Raphael said he would take care of it. His name mentioned. He looked up, huh? He said he'd handle it. Sophia, if this happens again, you'll be kicked out of the club next time. I trust you understand. I'll let slide today. Raphael, listening to this exchange, smirked. I didn't say I'd do a good job. Lena turned and said, all right, everyone disperse. Sophia, trembling, called out, R.A., Raphael. Then she collapsed to her knees, crying and pleading, Raphael, help me. I can't be kicked out of the club. Meanwhile, Raphael stood there, spreading his hands in a gesture of helplessness. How can I help? I only told the truth. Sophia's face was flushed with anger. She asked through gritted teeth, you caused a problem. You couldn't solve it, so what did I say wrong? Sooner or later, you'll be kicked out too. Inwardly, she thought, he's so right I can't even argue. But then, she buried her face in her hands and wailed, I still have to prepare a gift for Aiden. Hearing this, Raphael said, oh, about that. The gift for your friend Aiden. I'll put on that table over there. I included the letter too. Take it. Sophia brightened up. Dotto, thank you for doing that for me. I'll definitely give it to him personally. He replied nonchalantly, yeah, hope he likes it. Despite receiving the strange note and being scolded at the club, at least she had prepared a gift for Aiden. What a relief. Aiden asked her in surprise, Sophia, did you make this yourself? Yeah, you're not usually good at cooking, but this is great. Oh, what's this letter? Is the letter Raphael mentioned a love letter? Seeing it, Sophia quickly snatched it and said, oh dear, that was a mistake. Sorry, Raphael, I accidentally said I made it. But don't worry, I'll read the letter first and relay the message. Exactly. On the piece of paper, it was written, stay away from my brother. Sophia stared at it, frozen. What is this? Lost in thought, she heard Aiden cry out and quickly turned. Aiden, what's wrong? Are you okay? Aiden clutched his mouth at the pancake. Seeing this, Sophia rushed to the table, panicked. Pancake? What about the pancake? Sophia took a bite, and her face immediately changed. What does this taste? How can a perfect-looking pancake taste this horrible? It feels like my sense of taste has been completely inverted. What did Raphael do? Aiden spoke in a low voice. Sophia, you don't like me, so you gave me this, right? Sophia calmly asked, is that so? Surprising Aiden. What do you mean by that reaction? He doesn't like me, so he made this horrible pancake. He hates me because I'm close to his brother. So then, this piece of paper, don't approach my brother, Aiden. Turns out the note was for Aiden, not me. So what am I supposed to tell Aiden? Aiden, he hates that you're close to my brother. So he put a weird note in your locker and gave you this awful pancake. Stay away from him. That being said, what if Aiden gets hurt? After hearing that, Aiden's expression immediately changed. That shameful guy, huh? But then again, he probably won't care, right? Sophia, still lost in thought, gave a cursory reply when he called her name. Yeah. Are you worried about the pancake? Don't worry, you'll do better next time. Aiden, you're such an angel. How can someone so kind live in this world? I can't let him get hurt. I'll handle handle the note myself. Sophia crumpled the note in her hand and replied, yeah, Aiden, I'll try. That's right, keep it up. I'll definitely resolve this. Elsewhere, Sophia was walking somewhere. I can't do this alone. I need some help. As she walked, she muttered, drama department, drama club room. Is it here? Sophia, previously standing in front of the door, now slipped to the side. She softly called out, excuse me, is anyone here? Logan leaned down and replied, I'm here. Logan, Sophia, you come to the right place. I heard you need help. What's up? As if she had found her savior, Sophia asked, well, do you know Raphael and Michael? Those two brothers. He spoke gently and calmly. This is just a rumor, so don't take it too seriously. Michael and Raphael. Sophia, unsure what she had just heard, stood frozen, speechless. What? Have you heard that rumor? What rumor? Those twins, they just transferred last year. They weren't always together like they are now. They used to get along with their classmates, even had a close friend. But now things have changed. It's just the two of them. Michael doesn't usually show his emotions. That seems to make him different from other people. When that friend disappeared, there were rumors that they were killed. Some people suspected Michael was the culprit. The twins must know about this rumor too, but they haven't explained anything, so it's become a problem. What? Seeing her surprise, Logan continued, sounds absurd, right? So don't think too much about it. It's just a rumor. Initially, the reason the rumor spread wasn't even a big deal. Wait. Sophia leaned forward, her voice panicked. Michael, so that note? Logan looked surprised. Huh? Note? What note? Did something happen with Raphael? Actually, then she held out the note with the red stain. Were both of these sent by Raphael? Yeah, I think so. One was in my locker. I thought it was mistakenly delivered from Aiden to me, but it wasn't. Logan frowned at the note. Is that so? That's strange, isn't it? He thought, one of these is definitely from Raphael, but this one isn't. This really can't be ignored, even if you don't realize it, but seeing him silent, Sophia asked, Logan, have you figured something out? He was still lost in his own thoughts. Sophia, you're actually a very special case. You just transferred, but you've already stood out as a genius from an ordinary background. It's not just that. Even the popular kids at school are interested in you, and not just because of your talent. You've also befriended those exceptional students that others wouldn't dare approach. Sophia, don't tell me you think no one's jealous of you. Some want to get close to you, but others want to drag you down, no matter the cost. After thinking it over, he said, that's a bit of a shame. Confused, she asked, huh? What? He replied, it's nothing. Here's this paper. Anyway, don't believe the rumors too much, okay? Sometimes people spread baseless rumors as if they were true. Sophia, you probably know that too. People love to gossip so much. Look, that prince, for entertainment, they wouldn't hesitate to do anything. That prince is the one who blah 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 blah. He continued, sensational rumors like someone committing murder are usually just small misunderstandings blown out of proportion. He handed the letter back to her. Anyway, you should look into it yourself. Here you go. Sophia took it back, surprised UM. She thought, Logan, right now, you're pretending to be a commoner, but you're actually royalty. You're not saying anything probably because you're hiding your identity. Are you remembering what you went through as a prince? She took the 2 letters back and said, thank you. Inwardly, she thought, so I should investigate it myself. She told herself to do her best, then turned to him and said, you mean I shouldn't judge based on rumors alone, right? I understand. I'll do my best, Logan. Later, they said goodbye. Yeah, your best, Sophia. She waved back and replied, yeah, thanks for your help, Logan. He smiled encouragingly. Good luck, Sophia. I'm so curious to see how she'll deal with those 2 brothers. The scene shifted to Michael and Raphael. One of them said, let's go. Okay. Sophia sat at a distance, observing the 2 brothers. Pen in hand, she thought, living here, I've realized something. Even though it's just in a novel, the characters are as lively as real people. I have to actively approach them to understand their true nature. So, to avoid being swayed by rumors or preconceived notions, I must observe for myself to find the truth. And so the Michael and Raphael observation log begins. First observation. Raphael wiped Michael's mouth with a napkin and said, brother, you can't be so picky with your vegetables. You have to eat everything. You still have some on your mouth. Let me wipe it off. Okay. Sophia thought. Raphael is more protective of his brother Michael than I thought. Michael really is as inexpressive and unresponsive as the rumors say. But he accepts Raphael's care without protest. Oh, that actually happened. No, he even seems to like it. A moment later, Raphael whispered to his brother, I'll ask the librarian if they have the book. Wait for me. Michael just mumbled, yeah, come back soon. Looking at them. This duo is really something. Haha, wow, so good. Sophia's face became serious as she held her pen. This kind of thing, should I write it down? I clearly wrote something reasonable already. The previous page definitely has something written on it. Sophia's notebook records the things she Asterisk clearly wrote something reasonable already. The previous page definitely has something written on it. Sophia's notebook records the things she observed. Asterisk. Sophia sighed at this point. After rereading her notes, she felt defeated. Why is it all just this stuff? She muttered to herself, putting her notebook down. I'll just keep observing. I have to find something. Suddenly, she looked around. The library was empty. Huh, she said, bewildered. Where did everyone go? They just disappeared. Did they go outside? Should I follow them? Oh my gosh, where did they go? I can't lose them. Sophia didn't notice Michael behind her, picking up her notebook. He opened it. Sophia Saran, is this yours? Sophia looked back, startled that it seems you need some help. Let me help you. I'll help you. Michael's offer startled Sophia so much she stumbled backward, leaning against the wall in alarm. She asked, Michael, when did you get here? Michael maintained his impassive expression. Since you followed me in here. I've been here. Oh, you mean since when was I standing behind you? I came right after Raphael left. I have something to talk to you about. Just the two of us. Sophia's face paled. Just the two of us? What for? She wondered. Just us, why? Did he read my notebook? It has stuff about the rumors about Michael. He's Michael? I shouldn't get involved with him. Is he angry? He's angry, isn't he? What do I do? Be careful. He doesn't have any emotions. Suddenly, a hand reached out. Could it be the reason he waited to be alone with me is that he's the one who killed his friend? The gruesome image and that sentence flashed through Sophia's mind. Sophia. That hand suddenly grabbed Michael's wrist. Sophia, can you let go? I was just going to return your notebook. Sophia, realizing what she had done, exclaimed, Oh, what did I just do? She quickly released his wrist. I'm sorry. Are you all right? Is your wrist hurt? Oh my gosh. Not only did I sneakily observe you, but I also scared you. Is it broken? She held up her own hand. If you need it, I'll give you my hand. Then Sophia panicked, mentally berating herself. What the heck are you doing, Sophia? No, it's fine. I know about the rumors about me. Being scared is understandable. Michael extended his hand. That it's my fault. I am sorry. If you don't mind, could you give me a chance to make it up to you? I couldn't refuse, so I had to follow him. But why did things turn out like this? Michael placed a stack of books on the table and spoke. I looked at your notebook. Sophia flinched. What? No. Everyone at school is definitely going to think I'm a creep. Then they'll all make fun of me, and everyone will avoid me. Creep, get out of this school. How dare you get involved with the two brothers? You should be expelled. No, maybe I'll have to transfer schools. I can't let a student like you continue attending here. I can't study with Aiden anymore. Sophia, you said you'd always be by my side. That can't happen. Seeing her silence, Michael looked at her and said, You wanted to learn how to make desserts, right? You came here to learn how to make desserts, didn't you? You even marked the delicious section with a star. You came to ask Raphael, right? Sophia stared at him in surprise. What? Oh, right. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. She clutched her chest, thinking he only saw the last page. I heard about you from Raphael. You're not good at making desserts, are you? He often complains to me about it. I apologize for that. If you don't mind, let me help you. I'll be here every day at this time. If you need anything, just look for me. See you later. Asterisk Michael is just someone who doesn't show his emotions much, unlike the rumors. Michael observation log. I'm back. Asterisk Sophia arrived, pulled up a chair, and asked, Raphael isn't here today either. Michael heard her question and replied, I asked Raphael to do something for me. Why? Do you miss him? A little. Wait a minute, Michael. Did you just laugh? Michael, noticing her words, immediately covered his mouth in denial. But I found it funny. But how would you know if I didn't laugh? I didn't even realize it myself. Asterisk, so he has unconscious habits that he doesn't even realize, like covering his mouth when he wants to laugh. Personal feelings, right? I see. Asterisk Sophia wondered, but why did you laugh? It wasn't anything special. Michael replied, I was just happy that you care about Raphael. I care about Raphael. What? No way. Her loud voice echoed, causing others to shush her. Sorry, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's not like I like Raphael. It's a misunderstanding. Our relationship wasn't good from the start. I only joined this club because I wanted to make desserts for a friend. Michael continued, Oh, I didn't know that. That's a shame. Michael wasn't sensitive to emotions, so he had difficulty understanding other people's feelings. Sophia, you really care about your friends. Sophia slumped onto the table and continued, Not really. It's for him, but actually it's just for my own selfish reasons. Is that so? But he then put his face down on the table like her. I think Sophia is a very kind person. You always express your feelings sincerely, unlike most people our age. I'm jealous. Asterisk Michael isn't like the rumors say. He's just someone who's clumsy with emotions. That's what I thought while observing Michael. Asterisk after that, Michael helped her many times. Today was club meeting day. Sophia happily took out her notebook from her bag, thinking, after I'm done with club activities, I'll ask Michael for help with my homework. Suddenly, a large hand was placed on the table where she was sitting. The person said, Hello, E. Sophia looked at Cassian in surprise. Cassian, with a friendly face, introduced himself. I'm your fan. You're Sophia Saran, right? The genius swordswoman, the transfer student from a commoner background. Cassian Green, my fan. Cassian looked at Sophia and asked, You're the famous Sophia Saran from the rumors, right? I'm your fan. Sophia's face stiffened. Well, why? Why do you have that expression? Seeing his distressed look, Sophia said, no, I just don't understand. If you told me you were a fan of someone else, I'd understand. But being a fan of me is a bit. Imagine, oh, there's Aiden. Alu. Are you here to see Aiden too? No, I'm your fan. This isn't how I imagined it. I just want to live a peaceful life at this academy. Why did it turn out like this? She suddenly realized something, thinking as she spoke. Or do you also enjoy cheering for your friend's love life? Or could it be you're also a fan of the novel 19 I wrote before? Although I don't understand, no, that's not it. What are people even saying about me? It's not something weird, is it? Cassian pushed up his glasses in response to her question. Haven't you heard anything about the rumors? All right, let me tell you. The prestigious and tradition-rich Debrandt Academy, a gathering place for talented nobles to build social connections. However, at some point, the academy, he trailed off, has been stirred up by a tempestuous transfer student. An image of Sophia, full of power, appeared. Her voice rang out. Who is the strongest here? From the very beginning, she defeated both leaders of the swordsmanship club, forcing them to submit. Cough, you weakling. But in reality, the newly transferred noble is an extremely handsome young man, while she is rumored to be a monster. Actually, she's a childhood friend who always sticks close to protect him. Not only that, she, along with key figures in the school, formed her own faction. Strength, connections, and a chivalrous spirit. She's perfect in every way. That's Sophia. Me? Oh, I'm so excited. For a main character like you, this must be boring, huh? After speaking for a while, he seemed to realize something and shook his head. I apologize. Meeting you in person made me too excited. Sophia was completely surprised and clueless. She thought to herself, me? I'm like that? What is this? It's like I'm a main character in a comic. Is this even allowed? It feels amazing, but is it okay? Am I having too much influence on the established order? Is it really all right? Am I going to become the main character? Can it really change like this? Even though things have already changed. But if it's me, becoming even more famous, Sophia suddenly fell into a state of bewildered fear. But Sophia, not everything is good. Cassian rested his hand on the table and continued. There are also those who dislike you. Whether you want or not, you have to take responsibility for your position. Like I said, this academy has a long history and tradition, remember? That means they have deeply ingrained relationships, their own rules, power, and world. You've disrupted all of that in the blink of an eye. An outsider suddenly appeared, turning everything they've built upside down. In their eyes, what do you like? You must seem like a natural disaster they can't fight against. But once they realize you're not a real threat, that fear will turn into discomfort and gradually into hostility directed at you. Haven't you felt around you? Suspicious actions from those who dislike you, like threats or warnings. For example, Sophia's eyes widened in realization. That note, she murmured softly. It seems like it's true. Cassian shot up in response. See, I knew it. It must be like that. Sophia, I'm saying this for your own good. You shouldn't associate with the Austin twins. They'll only bring you trouble, or maybe they already have, and you haven't realized what kind of people they are yet. Sophia had been silent until now because she was still thinking. But if what you say is true, then that note wasn't from the Austin twins. They have no reason to be afraid of me. Quite the opposite, actually. Sophia, you have to believe me. Do you think I'm saying these things just for fun? I saw it with my own eyes. Cassian remembered the past. One night, he and others, dressed in black suits, stood in the pouring rain. Early summer last year, at a funeral. He died, a talented kid who lacked nothing. He had no reason to make such a terrible decision. This must be, but there's no proof. Where was his best friend? Who was with him that day? That day, Michael sobbed. Asterisco sobi asterisco. Ug asterisco sobi asterisco. He stood silently where no one could see him, pretending to sob with an icy face. A close friend passed away, and he didn't even blink. Do you think it'll be any different with you? Sophia, be careful. He's really dangerous. Older brother, what are you thinking? Michael replied, thinking? What do you mean? Raphael asked worriedly. Lately, you haven't let me accompany you anywhere. If this continues, what if something like what happened early last summer happens again? Raphael, it's okay. Don't worry too much. Thank you for watching today's video. Our story continues with many exciting developments ahead. So don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to support us and not miss the latest episodes. We wish you relaxing and enjoyable moments. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.